Welcome everybody to another Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. It's your good friends, the BDA. Late night, well, it's not necessarily late night, but it's quite a nightly edition for everybody out there. It's fight week, and there's a lot to talk about. And I'm pretty sure there's people out there saying, BDA, what much more can we say about this fight? Well, I just told you there's much to be said, so we're going to be focusing on that. We're going to be opening up the phone lines, continue taking predictions for everybody out there. And let me tell you something, I believe that this fight, there's a lot of intrigue going on in it, and I think it's going to be a good one. I think people are going to be very surprised at how exciting it could potentially be. In any event, before we get down to the fun, let's get the business out of the way, fellas. You know the drill. If you want to donate a couple of shekels our way, you can certainly do that via the Super Chat feature, or you can join the BD membership program, which is better because that way you get some special emojis, badges, the whole shebang in return. Of course, hey, the most important thing is that you continue to like, subscribe, spread the BDA gospel. There's a lot of uninitiated people out there, a lot of degenerates, and they do need to be corrected. So fellas, make sure you do that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm talking about JDA, aka Joe, Rod, Rook Davies, shout out to Rod, Don Ramon Champ, Rex, the Quacks, shout out to the Quacks, Not, that's K-Not, Iceman, Sergeant USMC, Norman Louis, Hyperspaz, What About Me, Alejandro Solis, Romero R, Some Rando. How many more people to come? I'm sure, fellas. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. All right, you know what? We're gonna. I have to actually take open up the list of predictions here. I think Bucho sent it to me, so I should be able to copy paste that in an old Word file. Just a regular old Word file. Before I do that, let me open up the chat here so I can single out messages. There we go. Aha. Shout out to Earl Stevens as well. Fluffy Toaster 89. Who else did I miss? Oh, sheesh. Hold on a second. There we go. All right. Some rando Bernard. Shout out to him. Shadow Combat. Kawi, Straight Face, Raven, and many more people to come, I'm sure. All right. Let me invite a couple of people over here. Start cooking with a little hot grease, and then we'll see what happens here. All right. Hold on a second. All right. Don't be sending me messages, people. Not right now. Not when the show starts. Otherwise, I start getting mixed up. Hold on a second. Let me start calling people here. Shout out to Romero R, like I said. Bernhard, Kawi, Straight Face. Oh, he changed the name, I think. What's up with that? All right. Let me see here. We've got here. Gonzalo's changed his profile, so we're going to send one to him there. And again, I'm going to play you a couple of clips here, start reading some of the stuff that people have been saying in the media. There's a lot being said here. We got Jimmy jumping by and Bucho as well. Fellas, you there? Can you hear me?
Hello.
All right. Listen, I want to get off to this first here because we had the open workout and some people were saying that Joshua looked awful. And I'm thinking, well, hold on a second. It's an open workout. These guys aren't going to go all out on the bag and shit like that. So hold your horses. That's number one. But a lot of people are talking about Joshua's mentality coming into this fight and whether he's 100%, whether he's mentally stable, as you're going to see later on. And I think it's a fair question to ask because we have seen him fall apart before. And I don't know, he's a bizarre character. So let me, and it also ties in with the fact that there might be some hijinks of the highest order coming into the decision. So let me play you this little clip here that from a Joshua interview earlier in the week. And I think you guys, and by the way, I'm sharing the screen, so make sure you click on that so you can see what I'm showing you. All right, hold on a sec. There we go. So check this out.
Ukraine. But I think as Usyk as a champion, you have to ask him because he's probably wanting to maximize his last payday. Because I'm coming for them belts, boy. You're going to see the raft of the new champ. Different energy, different spirit. Coming to win. I tried to learn boxing, stick and move. Isolating the sweet science of the sport, doctrinating my style. But we're going back to the raw, rugged streets. That's where I belong. I never followed no athletes growing up, no movie stars. I followed the hustlers, the Rayful Edmonds, the Jeff Ports, the Nicky Barnes, the Big Meaches, the Larry Hoovers. You understand me? They're the people that gave me that inspiration, the ones that came up from the streets to the top of the world, the empires. the bangers, the hustlers. That's what's fueling me again. Sometimes in life, no matter how far you go, always remember where you came from. And I'll put it like this analogy. It's like building a phenomenal skyscraper, and after 10 years, you've got to go back and do your renovations and refurbs. Look at the nooks and the cracks in the building, and that's what I've had to do. We built a phenomenal empire, but it's time to go back to what motivated me. I can't wait to get back in that ring and give it my all. I've done the boxing sweet science. It's not wasted time, but I've got to throw it in the mix. It's not one or the other. It's all or nothing.
All right. So now he was throwing off a whole bunch of names there, and I'm thinking, who the fuck are these people he's talking about? Are they some sort of Nigerian, people that are overachievers or something? Well, I Googled them. Turns out, all right, Rayful, hold on a second. I got the list. Hold on, let me open up.
Bro, okay. Drug dealers.
All right, well, hold on.
Huge drug dealers.
Jimmy, hold on. I knew Jimmy was going to jump in and start giving the stats. Rayful Edmond, largely responsible having introduced crack cocaine into the Washington, D.C. area during the crack epidemic. Nicky Barnes. Leroy Nicholas Barnes, my apologies, was an American crime boss active in the New York City during the 1970s. He was part of the Council, a 7-man African-American organized crime syndicate that controlled a significant part of the heroin trade. He mentioned Demetrius Big Meech Flannery, part of the Southwest Detroit Black Mafia family, some more drug dealers. Larry Hoover, a guy that's still in prison apparently, serving I think 3 or 4 consecutive life sentences, another drug dealer. I mean, fellas, what's going on here? What's he trying to say?
Out of all of those dudes, the only straight up cool dude is Meech. Meech was a good dude. He really did a lot for his community, not like most drug dealers. Nicky Barnes was a pimp and a scumbag.
Oh.
I'm just being honest, straight up. Like, this dude doesn't know who these fucking people are. Did he see a fucking HBO special? He's trying to convince himself. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You know what I mean? Please. Yeah, man, these guys, I mean, they live on silk sheets. He's got tens of millions of dollars in the bank, and he's trying to convince himself he's still street and he's thugging. He's going to go out there and he's going to maul Usyk. If that's really his game plan, obviously it's going to have to be controlled aggression. But it seemed to me, when I hear somebody talking like that, it sounds like they're trying to convince themselves. But that's just my fucking take.
Anyone else want to give their take? Gonzalo,
I guess he's trying to get down and dirty, like he's trying to act grimy, I'm gonna go into the trenches and I'm gonna do what I need to do at whatever cost. He's trying to find purpose, but if you think of it, Usyk's got more of a purpose. He's fighting for his people. They got the whole war thing going on that is gonna give him that confidence. Plus, he's undefeated. So who's got the most legitimate cause? I think it's Usyk. However, Joshua tries to psych himself up. It doesn't compare to what Usyk brings to the table as far as like a confidence.
Well, yeah, and can I just add one more thing to BDA?
Yes, please.
Like, not for nothing. Like, could you have mentioned more bigger group of lowlifes? You know what I mean? That's what you're aspiring to, dude. You couldn't have found some fucking. There's a ton of fucking black dudes who've overcome fucking hardships and gone on to do great things. You know what I mean? Like, why would you fucking? I don't know, man. That's just low rent. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. That just that bothered me. Like, really, you're gonna harken upon those fucking knuckleheads?
The hustlers.
It's just
the hustlers.
Exactly, dude. And, because so that's your inspiration? Sorry, Usyk's using the blood of about 120,000 of his fucking countrymen. Right now, he's probably trying to use.
Real quick, people are saying that it's an older clip. It's not a recent. I thought it was a recent clip, but be that as it may, the point remains. Like, everything Jimmy's saying remains true, and it goes to show you that it is true. Like, why is he okay? Why does being in the streets have to do with being in the ring? Does that mean that? Because I remember Bernard Hopkins used to reference his street life and street past to sort of being more rougher on the inside, or even bending the rules, as Bernard Hopkins tended to do. Is that what AJ is referring to? That he's gonna go in there and do something illegal? I mean, what do you guys think?
I just think he was trying to tie Sam to the street. That's all. He was trying to just hawking, the biggest street names he could. And just like, because he's the biggest thing in boxing, he could just, put himself against a regular dealer. He had to go put himself against traffickers. I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, let me tell you something. This it's bizarre that he didn't even choose any British. There's plenty of British criminals, I believe. There's a bunch of legendary British criminals out there that he could have chosen from, but he decided to go American. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get the American fan base. Maybe trying to set up a Wilder fight if he wins. Maybe he's not going to go after Fury. I don't know. Shout out to Amok PvP for his contribution with the super chat. Shout out to Amok. Shout out to Raven for his contribution as well with the super chat. He says, I love high expectations. I have high expectations for AJ. War changes people. Usyk is going to be different for better or worse. AJ has to drop the hammer for a KO. He has no excuses if he fizzles. What the fuck? AJ looked damn high. I mean, AJ looked high. Damn. Yeah, he looked high in that interview, man. He looked glassy-eyed. Maybe he was... don't they always say never to dip from your own supply? That's what he should have learned from, looking up to all these gangsters, shouldn't have? I mean, I don't think they ever used drugs, so maybe AJ wasn't paying attention to hoodlum.
None of those dudes throw hands. Like, you know what I mean? Like, none of those guys were tough guys. They had fucking layers of dudes who would just shoot you in the face. I don't even get the I don't know, man, bizarre. But you just said, somebody said that was an older one. Maybe he was doing a couple of sucked down a couple of beers and did a couple of gaggers, and he was having a fantasy of being a fucking hustler or something. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you, man.
That's what sucks about fucking the internet, man. You say shit's last forever. You say shit like that.
But I mean, yeah, look, any way you want to... when I was researching these fellas here that he was naming off, these upstanding citizens, apparently Kanye West and some other rapper did a benefit concert for one of these guys, which, hey, let's not go after the real criminals who are still free out there in the streets assaulting elderly Asian women. No, let's try to get some of those major drug dealers out of prison. That'll really help out society. Shout out.
Which one was it? Do you remember?
I think it was the last guy I mentioned that he was serving 3 consecutive life sentences.
Well, I don't know if it was Big Meech. They say he really was a good dude. Like, I got to be honest, man. I saw, there is a couple of YouTube channels who do local crime boss stuff, and this guy actually knew him. And he was for a drug deal. He was a straight shooter, and he wasn't a murderer. He did it strictly for the money. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, as far as all those other guys like Nicky Bonds, man, that dude's got more fucking destroyed more lives with heroin and fucking more dead bodies. Like, seriously, pedestal in that fucking knucklehead, putting him on a pedestal like that. Why would you even put his name to yours? Well, You're Jimmy, the fucking most popular heavyweight in the world. Why would you dirty yourself with that? I don't know.
We're talking about the former heavyweight and possibly future heavyweight champion. He looks up to those people, and look at where he's now. So maybe he's got a point. Maybe he should look up to hoodlums. Maybe crime does pay, unlike what they try to tell you in the movies. Shout out to Virtuoso for his contribution with the Super Chat. He says, free Larry Hoover and Big Mitch. Slava Ukraini. All right. Shout out to Virtuoso for that. Listen, I'm going to open up the phone line soon, but before I do that, I'm also going to open up the StreamYard if anybody wants to jump on there, because I know there's people outside of North America who want to call in, and I think we didn't do that in the last episode. I'm going to blame Butcher for that. He was the one hosting, so it all falls on Butcher. Now, with that being said, I also wanted to point something out here. Oh, Butcher's here. Butcher, you got anything to say about that, not opening up the StreamYard last time? What's the matter with you?
I did.
Oh, you did? And nobody called? All right. My apologies.
Yeah, nobody used it. Yeah.
The problem is I look up to guys like Rayful Edmond, Big Meech, Nicky Barnes. That's why I jumped the gun. All right.
El Chapo, man.
El Chapo. Yeah, imagine if I come up here, hey, man, El Chapo. Dale, I look up to that guy. Say, come on, man.
Like the guy who drops the kids in bats of acid. In the barrels of acid. Oh, that's the dudes I look up to.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Now, a little interesting...
Wow.
Jimmy still can't believe it. I can't believe it either, man. Yeah.
Can we get to the Wilder news story before we open the phone lines?
Well, there's a lot to still. We haven't even scratched the surface of what we're going to talk about.
Oh, we talk about AJ.
Baby.
Oh, you go ahead. You're hosting.
Oh, you tell me what you want to do, Big Mitch. Let's go.
Let's get into some wild shit.
Well, because we're gonna keep talking about AJ Fury.
All right. I'll tell you what. You talk about the Wilder news and the undercard as well. Touch on that. I'll be right back. Okay.
Set up. Okay, that. Well, I wanted to hear Jimmy's thought on that. Like,
What
because,
about
well, Fox,
the October
Fox
15th?
pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Fox paper. What's going on? Like, why is it Fox?
Well, there's no slots open at Showtime right now. Everything's booked. Whatever's they got through Bellator, that's all booked dates. They do that, months in advance. So that's all booked up. So he has to go to his only other platform is Fox. And here's an interesting thing. I think it was a Tree Street controversy. I listen to his show a lot. He digs in deep on shit. And I believe he was saying that from what his sources said, and I think it was a couple other people too, said that Fox isn't even putting up any of the money for the production. Like, it's all on the PBC. Like, they have to pay for everything. So commercials, everything, if whatever they're doing on it, except when it's a pay-per-view. So yeah, but production costs, like Fox isn't doing anything except for taking whatever. That goes to show you how they're not even like that. Like, we're not even interested in your product, bro. We'll put it on our pay-per-view on our, because we have the system in place. But it doesn't cost them nothing to do it. So they just try to, if it makes money, it makes money. But they are not invested in the PBC. Clearly, if they're putting all this shit on pay-per-view. I mean, it's not a good sign for the PBC. You got Broner pulling out. Broner pulled out, mental illness, my ass. That was because of money.
Oh.
He isn't getting the money he wants. He was pissed off about that Zoom call. Listen, Broner, dude, I know it's low-hanging fruit, and I don't want to throw shots at the guy. I feel sorry for the kid, actually. If he would have fucking been smart enough and signed with, like, Bob, he needed to fight a lot, his style, and ruined him. But anyway, so what Wilder, listen, it's exactly like I said. They get August 28th, if Fury does give up the WBC belt, and it's so fucked up. Like, why wouldn't the WBC say, okay, Fury, this is the third time now, right? Three times the charm. All right, you have until August 16th to fucking, it's either you're retired or you're keeping it. And if we don't hear from you, you're retired. Then that belt goes to the two guys that should be fighting for it. It should be fucking Usyk and Joshua fighting for it. Instead, he waits till the weekend after the fight? So now Fury gets to look and say, okay, if Joshua wins, that's the fight he clearly wants. It's the big money fight, obviously. But if Usyk wins, he might just say, fuck it. This shit, he's just a Ukrainian dude. I'm not, fuck it. I'm done. Here's the belt. And then what do you know? Like, fucking right there and then it'll be Helenius. And, who he fights will determine how much confidence his people, Finkel and them, have on him in Wilder. If he fights Helenius, they think that he still has something, okay? Because Helenius, I'm saying his name wrong. Oh well, but fucking, he's long. He's got a long enough jab. I mean, he keeps his head on a fucking straight line, and Wilder's gonna knock him out. I mean, but I'm just saying he represents a tougher opponent than the Turk, the fucking Michelin man there. You know what I mean? Like the kid who just fought Ganaki. That's, if they feed him, then okay, they're not even like, that's really. Now just even imagine those optics. That dude on a pay-per-view. Or the heavyweight. I mean, the fucking PBC, man, it's I don't know what the fuck. They're rudderless. They got too many fighters. He's not letting go to fight other people. There's a lot of grumbling. And the only reason you don't hear people freaking out, it's because they can't, because he's got control of their money. He'll sue them. And I think what they do is they do shit like Thurman in protest. He just stops fighting, just goes away for fucking 2 years, 2.5 years. Like, my fucking career is completely under this dude's thumb. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But so, yeah, listen, it's just more fucking PBC garbage. And if I don't like the whole WBC, how they played that, he'll get the belt and then he'll just hold it hostage. And then it'll be, of course he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He's the fucking 2-time heavyweight champion. That's a very rare feat. Another rare feat, like 10 defenses. Yeah, you know what I mean? But nuances count. It's just like, I don't know.
By the way,
It's
Pete
almost
in the
getting, it's
chat,
turning almost so much corrupt, dude. I can't even I don't even really, if it wasn't for the show, I don't even know if I'd still be following this garbage. It's like a waste of my time. I'm being honest.
Stop being a negative Nancy. Now, I wanted to say this. Pete just sent me a message. He says he thinks they're saving money. PBC is saving money so that they can make Crawford Spence. Does that make sense there, Jimmy? What do you think?
Well, even if they have they could probably get a certain amount of money put aside for the other fight, Crawford Spence, but they don't have any dates. They can't put it on Showtime. Like I would imagine, like Showtime would make a spot if it was Crawford Spence. Oh yeah. They would slot that in. Of course they would. But you think they're gonna waste their fucking time with Wilder fucking against whatever the scrub it is? No fucking way. He wouldn't even want that fight. Well, it's kind of interesting because nobody knows what Wilder would be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's I guess the one interesting thing. Though. But it's a fucking insult, dude. It's an insult to the fans. It's an insult to the sport. It's just, you know what I mean? This is from a promotional company that was. The whole reason for its being was to get boxing off an antiquated platform rife with piracy. His lawyer's words. And here he is now, hitting everybody over the head at $80 for this trash. Yes.
So, Wilder versus Helenius is a pay-per-view. Ruiz versus Ortiz is a pay-per-view. Let's say they make Spence versus Crawford. That's a pay-per-view. And then Tank Davis, let's say he fights again, he's going to be on pay-per-view probably. So that would be four PBC pay-per-views from here until the end of the year.
$320 plus tax to see not one fight. Well, if the Crawford, that's the one fight. But all the rest of them, for what?
Jimmy, they added
the outcome.
Caleb Plant versus Darrell is in the undercard, so that's another fight.
Hey, but I just want to say something too. Yeah, I just wanted to.
They were fighting in my backyard. I'd fucking pull the shades down. Darrell, really?
I wanted to add my 2 cents just real quick. I agree with you, fellas, because we said that about the Wilder-Helenius fight. It's not the worst fight, but pay-per-view. And then on top of that, what Bucci just said, Plant versus Darrell. And by the way, I know some people are going to say, hey, Darrell's number 3, man, in the super. Yeah, that just goes to show you how crappy the super middleweight division is. This guy's 37. He hasn't beaten anybody of note in years. Why aren't they making Caleb Plant versus Benavidez?
What belt is he number 3 on?
Ring Magazine rankings.
A Ring Magazine?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
I think
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's right, because he's only lost one, but he's like one of those PBC guys. Just, you know what I mean? He's only lost, I think, 1 fight, maybe, or 2, and you just get a feeling like he's washed. Like, because they don't fight enough, it's such a disaster. So many good dudes could have had good careers.
Hey, we got Furioso jumping by. Furioso, you there?
How you doing, gents? You all right?
Doing fantastic.
We're all right.
Thank you for
How we doing?
in.
We're doing all right.
It's fantastic, man. Hope you're doing.
Down. Come on, Usyk. Justice, justice. We need fucking justice. Usyk, sort them that motherfucker out. I can't fucking stand AJ. Racist motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
He's a racist motherfucker, he is. That speech he did, I mean, I've always hated him because he's a fabricated British Afro-Anglo clone of Frank Bruno or whatever it may be. But anyway, this motherfucker in 2020 did a speech for BLM where he told his brothers and his people in a white country that put him at that highest of pedestals, nearly making him a billionaire until fucking Ruiz cracked his shell fucking beautifully. He said in that speech where brothers and black man go and buy from black shops and don't buy from their shops. Their keyword, their shops. Buy
Is that what he said?
Hello? Google it right now.
No, I believe you do. I'm saying that. I'm saying ironically.
I don't talk shit. This is not racist. It might come across as racist, but that's because I'm talking facts, and facts hurt.
That's fucking crazy,
hey,
man.
Can you guys hear me?
I don't go on your gravy train. I go on my gravy train, okay? And I speak fucking facts, and they hit the nerve, and they come across as racist. So this motherfucking racist in a white country is telling his black man to not spend in the white shops and to spend in the black shops. I understand that could be to promote the black, people, etc. But I still think that's motherfucking wrong. That just goes to show when you do get to the top and you got it all, they end up pissing on you.
Well, he also said that there was that email, right, where he said that the superior black race, and then he denied that he ever wrote that.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a DM.
Yeah. DM.
There is
the
all
white
that.
shops have a
So
problem
at
with
the end
that?
of the day, I'm all about fucking WL, and that. White lives matter. No, I am. I'm on the white lives.
Hey, I am too, man. Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm serious. I don't mean to be racist. I'm white lives matter because how can the fucking black man be saying to his black brothers? Because I've got family with business. Okay, so he's taking from my fucking bread bin.
I mean, that's fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? He's preaching from my loaf because he's telling his brother man to not come and spend in my fucking shop. So why the
Wait, so you do like him or you don't like him?
Fucking nigger bitch.
He doesn't.
Exactly. He's fucking lynching us.
Yeah, he's fine taking your money.
AJ's telling the blacks to stay out of your AJ's telling the blacks to stay out of your family shop, and you don't like.
These are facts.
I mean, for real. So you can't get mad, man. It's pretty much getting even. Why would you want to go
we're not getting fucking even. Everyone's been fucking lynched through civilization, not just a fucking nigger. All right. Get over it. How long has it got to go for? How long has it got to continue for? How long are you going to use that card for, you little fucking nigger bitches?
No, all right, everybody calm down.
How long are you going to use that card for?
All right.
How long?
Why you want them in there, idiot? Why would your idiot ass want them in there, you dumb fuck?
Blah, 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 blah. Jeff on that fucking...
Wait. Are you saying they're robbing them?
How long for are you going to use that card?
You didn't answer the question, you idiot fuck. Why do you want them there? Why do you want them there, you clown? Answer
Get
the question.
over it, bitches.
Oh, you're fucking stupid.
Get
You don't
over
answer
it.
the
Grow a
question.
chin.
Just like you stupid white fucks. You don't answer the question, you go over it. I just said, why would you want them there? Why would you want them there?
What's the question?
Why would you want them there if they're stupid nigger bitches? Why you want them there?
There where?
In your business, buying your stuff if you don't like them. What is wrong with you?
But I don't want them there, but what about all the other businesses?
So too bad then, because if they support people like you, they shouldn't get the support of the black person money. But you were just bitching and crying about you messing up my bread basket, but you're a fucking racist.
A platform with you,
Who
the rope
cares?
ready, trust me. I
gotta tell you, this is
rope for you.
This is a fascinating.
I don't know where this is going.
NH money. I got a rope for you.
Let's get back to boxing. Okay, guys, let me ask you.
Well, listen. Hold on. I think you guys made. I think both of you made sensible points. How about that?
Oh, thanks, AJ. But let me ask you a question. What the hell did AJ say he look up to? Did he say look up to a fucking gangster?
That's right.
Yeah.
It shows his caliber. It shows his caliber, doesn't it? Shows his caliber.
He's not that smart. The guy's not that smart. Let's just be honest. He's not very smart.
Dude, the fucking
He's a PR team.
Yeah, Big Meech, Nicky Bonds, those type of dudes.
He's a big racist. He's a big dumb racist. What can you say?
Dude, I've heard that now. I've heard that from a bunch of different people. I've heard that on a bunch of different channels. I was hoping it wasn't true because he didn't come across like that in some interviews.
You know what
but
he tried to do?
I've heard that so many times.
Let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you what it is. Hold on a minute, BDA. Let me just tell you what it is. In England, they tried to give him like the fucking Muhammad Ali mold. Since that fucking second performance to Ruiz, where Ruiz was fat and handicapped and paid for handicapped. And there's the science. He looked like like Ali did on some BLM speeches. So you had Ali doing the fucking Martha, what was going on in the 60s, the riots, etc. So Black Panthers, you name it. And they're trying to use, or also with these dumbness, him on the fucking BLM movement. So he's done some speeches here, but he said stuff that to me, fuck that shit. I wouldn't piss on him if he was burning. If he was on fire, I wouldn't piss on him.
Yeah, I don't expect him to talk about gay.
He's saying don't spend in the white businesses in the white country that put him there. The white man made him a millionaire.
Why would you want to spend money why would you want to spend money in a business that could be potentially like you?
White man made
why spend money in a business that people like you are in?
Logical, man. You get the logical, man.
You can't just assume that
are you saying all white? The thing is, not all white.
Of course not all.
You're generalizing.
Why shouldn't just white people never buy at a black business since they're all racist too, right? Like,
no, that makes sense. But when he generalizes, it's all cool and dandy. But if I do it, hey, you can't do that. That's why I said, like, bro.
Well, he's criticizing AJ's generalization.
And I'm criticizing too.
The fact is that Joshua said don't go buy in white stores, right?
Yes,
let's just analyze that. Is that correct or is that wrong? Logical, man. What do you agree or disagree with that comment?
That's wrong what he did. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm not like other Mexican people. So I don't believe in that type of stuff. I'm not like Furioso, and I ain't Mexican, so I don't believe in that type of hate.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like you too. I got rope for you. I told you on the platform.
You're a coward in real life. I know white boys like you. Y'all cowards in real life. I don't want to hear
we should take a phone call there.
You're fucking cowards.
All right, now listen, fellas. We're gonna take. We always listen. I always appreciate people. I always appreciate people.
I apologize for the rest of the people. I'm just saying for this nigga, yeah, I do.
All right. Well, listen.
You're a pussy in real life. Without a gun, without a group, you're nothing. You're all pussies all the time. No guns. Let's see what happens. Nothing.
Fellas, let me speak, please. Let me speak. Listen, we'll resume this in a couple of more minutes. But before that, I always appreciate people speaking their mind here. I know we don't always agree with each other, but at least we speak our mind. Now, let's see if somebody wants to add something to this conversation. We got a couple of phone calls here. Let's go to 347. 347, you're on the air. 347, what's on your mind? 347.
Yo, BA, can you hear me?
Oh, MMA champ, what's up, man?
Oh. Yeah, listen. Furioso, suck your mom. And then,
you're fucking 15-year-old fucking virgin from Haiti. You came on a fucking raft. You were saved by the Red Cross.
Yo, let the caller talk.
Your mother got raped on the raft by the Red Cross. I know this. And you're 15-year-old Haitian virgin with really big, massive.
Let me speak. I'm the caller.
Yeah, you speak. Yeah, you know what you are.
I'm the caller.
All right, listen.
You are.
You gotta talk boxing or we'll kick you out, man.
I want to talk boxing. I'm just saying what I don't like.
MMA is the one to start. MMA. You want call
MMA. You spoke. You said what you wanted to say to Furioso. Now talk boxing now, man.
Yeah, now fucking talk boxing, man.
Okay. I agree with AJ when he said free Big Meech and free Larry Hoover. You know, free all the guys who was selling crack to Logical Man and his dad.
Come on.
Bro, here we go with this shit.
Man, now he's going after Logical, man.
What the fuck?
Yes, sir, man.
Hang up on this guy.
It's stirring right now.
I think he hung up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. He don't like when I talk about Black Lives Matter. It pisses him off, so he mad at me.
I gotta tell you, this is why we see there's Southern realists. It's like I want to hear from BDA why he allows a racist to speak and accepts his view. So because I let him speak, that means I accept his view. Look at MMA champ. He just jumped in here and attacked both of them. So if you don't like hearing other people's opinions, just stop listening to the show. What do you want from me, man? Stop being a pussy.
Or hop on.
Hop on. Yeah. Hop on.
You don't want to. I don't want. Let's take a break from MMA. We had him last time.
No, I'm not talking about MMA. I'm not talking about MMA. I'm talking about some pussy in the room. All right. Like Alex Jones said, let's stop being pussies. All right, let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 386. 386. You're on the air. 386. What's on your mind?
Yo, what's up, guys? I never thought AJ would remind me of Johnny Boy a little, but it's kind of funny.
Jackson, dude. Jackson.
What's up, Pete? No, how you guys doing? I thought it was pretty funny, and hope everybody's well, man. Can't wait for the fight. It's going to be a good one.
Absolutely, man. What's your prediction, by the way?
I mean, I got to take Usyk. I mean, he's my favorite fighter right now. I love his style. And I just have a point. I really think Usyk fights a lot like Pacquiao. And maybe without the power, like the way he uses his feet, straight right or straight left, and you see what Pacquiao has done to a bunch of Robert Garcia fighters, like Rios, Margarita. He fucking shreds them up. So I just don't think it's going to be a good style for AJ, especially if he just tries to go for the body. Like he's going to get pieced up. My opinion.
Interesting. So hold on. What did you say? Did you say unanimous decision or stoppage?
Let's go TKO 11th round.
Whoa. Oh, you know what? Okay.
Good man.
Jackson right there, boys.
All right,
Good man, Jackson, right there. Good man.
All right, Jackson. Anything else you want to say?
Good call.
Oh, he hung up. All right. Shout out to Jackson. Listen, this is what I want to talk to you about, fellas. Let me show you something here. I got something very important to show. I'm sharing the screen here with you. So I'm going to show you this very interesting. Fuck, hold on. All right. So this is a list from last year, before the first fight. Okay. The fight picks from Ring TV. They did a compilation. Look at this. If you go to the bottom, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you go to the bottom, 19 people picked Joshua, 2 people picked Usyk, and 1, I think it was Cathy Duva, said draw. All right? That was last year. Now, if you go to this fight, they just released the predictions a couple of days ago on Ring TV. It's completely the opposite. It flipped. I think 19 people are picking Usyk. In fact, some are even saying, like some of the calls we've had lately, okay, so 18 picked Usyk, 2 picked Joshua, 1 picked the draw. Some of these guys who are picking Usyk are saying TKO. Is this a realistic outcome, do you think?
Yes, it is. Completely realistic, man. Because the last fight, Usyk could have stopped him, but he didn't. But at the end of the round, he got saved by the bell. Usyk can easily stop this man, and I see it happening.
What do you mean by realistic? Like,
I mean, how likely?
18-2?
No, how likely is it that Usyk stops him? Because now a lot of people are going with Usyk by stoppage.
I think it's likely. I mean, we just, like Logical Man said, the last fight, you had like 10, 20, 30 seconds. You know, AJ was right there against the ropes. Like, you've seen plenty of stoppages like that where even if the guy's standing up, if he's just getting hit with like 20 punches just endlessly, the ref's going to jump in. So it's not crazy to believe that it'll be a stoppage this time.
I think there's
and after on his stool, he was out of it too. He was out of it for a while.
2 outcomes in this: Usyk late stoppage or Joshua early stoppage, like first 6-round stoppage, or Usyk after 6. Because it's clear AJ's going to go for it. He is.
Actually, if you look at the odds,
he takes all his chickens in here.
But if he gets hit, you think he's going to sustain that same attack? He's going to revert to something like more safe.
He's going to go in bullish. He's going to try and be bully, basically. Mm-hmm. He has to.
But if he gets hurt, do you think he's going to still come in like that, or do you think he's going to play it safe?
Not. Well, he's going to play it safe.
That's where Robert Garcia and all that, and his experience will have to come into it. To be honest.
Maybe.
I think honestly, too, a lot of people are going with him for stoppage, but he was racking him without a doubt, but at the end of that fight, he was the way he was with Klitschko. He was as much exhausted, physically exhausted, being such a giant man. I mean, the dude's a fucking monster.
He didn't throw
in all that, you know what I mean? So he's so
combinations. He didn't throw in combinations in the first fight. He needs to throw more combinations on some boxing shit. 1, 2, trying to box him. Here he needs to definitely do 1, 2, 3.
He needs to pick his moments instead of just
going. And it's like 1, 2, 3. More combinations, because otherwise Usyk gets out of the way. He's elusive. We know this.
That's true.
Right, I mean,
combinations when he throws and picking his shots.
Elusive Usyk. He certainly is.
All right, fellas. Let me go to a couple.
Aim for the body.
Let me go to a couple of phone calls here. Let me go to a couple of phone calls here. See if people are willing to give the predictions here. Let's go to another phone. Let's go to 951. 951. You're in the air. 951. What's on your mind?
Boom, boom, guys.
Oh.
You know from where.
That's right.
But just in case you've been living under a rock, LDBC. What's happening?
What's up, man? You want to give us your prediction for the... you already gave your prediction, didn't you?
We don't want any trouble.
I'm here again. Hey,
right.
2 days past, you got to give another prediction. It changes as it goes.
All right.
But I just want to say shout out to BDA Boxing Debate Arena. It allows everyone to come in here and talk. But if you're going to be an old man, you might as well take your medicine, man. Don't just come up here and with all that dementia.
Oh,
come on, it seems like you're stuck in the 50s.
And BDA, I just want to send it to Boom Boom. Hey, Boom Boom, we cool, man. I got no more problems with you.
No, wait a minute.
Let's hop on Discord. I seen the light. Understand, man? I see the light. That's all I got to say.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I'm glad you said that because I was just about to challenge you to a debate. But, all right.
Come on. Cool. No, wait a minute. 2 weeks ago. Wait a minute. Hey, 2 weeks ago, it was, I don't want to debate Logical Man because he's a man of, he lacks integrity. And all of a sudden, I want to debate him. What's going on here?
Well, BDA, he's seen what happened on the Discord server.
I don't know what you guys are referring to.
It was a joke.
I don't know what you guys are referring to, but anyway.
Too much ammo.
Hold on. Okay, let's keep it boxing. Boom, Boom. You're saying are you serious? You want to change your prediction, you said?
No, I just want to give an update.
Oh, okay. Which is?
I mean, and it's crazy how I don't, when Bucho had that freaking prediction thing, Eddie Hearn came on like 2 days later and said the exact thing that I said. I'm sticking to it. He said that. Yeah, he said that, Radio Raheem was interviewing him. He said, freaking Usyk's going to come in here with motivation with a whole country behind him. They're looking at him as a beacon of hope, to give motivation for the war efforts. So I think Usyk is going to come in there like a man on fire. He's going to be able to take more punishment with all the motivation he has. The pain is not going to be, as painful. Because he's going to, I'm just telling you, this is crazy. He has a killer instinct. People in his country are fighting for their lives, so he's going to take that same motivation in the ring. I'm fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my country. And he basically, he decisively won.
Motherfucker.
I gotta say, that's a great take, Boom Boom.
All right, well, listen, Boom Boom, just to
remind
people.
I was just going to say, I was just going to say, I got him still. I don't have him knocking him out, but I still have him winning split decision. Just because they're in Saudi Arabia. If they were in Saudi Arabia, I would have said unanimous decision.
Well, there you go. All right.
So that's all I had.
All right, Boom Boom. Thank you for calling in. Catch you on the next one, man.
Stay black, and Furioso. Take your medicine, man. Peace.
All right.
Medicine, man.
Hey, over there in the UK, you get, what's that called? It's like the insurance, the social insurance you get for the healthcare. It's free. It's like in Canada, right?
The NHS.
NHS. There you go. All right.
He know what it is.
National Health Service.
There you go. Hopefully, it's better than the Canadian one. All right. Let's go to
that's only the DOSers that get it for free. The ones that don't go to work.
Yeah. Excuse me. My apologies. I should have.
Vouchers.
Yeah.
Vouchers.
Yeah. The voucher boys, they get all that for free. They get gold teeth. They get Jordan. Yeah, gold teeth. Yeah, gold teeth. You get fucking Jordan.
Furioso's upset.
Nike, fucking LA, fucking new vest, the best, LeBron, everything you want.
All right, let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to another phone call. Let's go to 917. 917, you're on the air. 917, what's on your mind?
Hello. Tune in this Saturday to see who the real champion will be.
All right. Hey, that sounds like a promo right there, man. Caller, you still there?
What just happened?
Caller.
He had a stroke.
Dropped out. What the fuck was that? Well, that was freaky, man. Tune in for what's going to happen next. And I was expecting...
I think he started laughing. I think he started laughing at his own joke.
All right. I don't know which one of you... I don't know which one of you degenerates that was, but... all right. Let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 520. 520, you're on the air. 520, what's on your mind?
How's it going, guys? Glad to see BDA back. I just wanted to say that I still have my prediction that Usyk drops AJ twice.
Well, who is this?
I'm not sure if he'll be able to get Zero Cool.
Oh, Zero Cool. What's up, man?
Yeah, man. I don't think AJ had enough time with Robert Garcia to really make that much of a difference that he needed to dominate this upcoming fight. Usyk is just a technical fighter. He's skilled beyond belief. He's one of the best cruiserweights. In general, he's no joke for no reason, and a lot of his sparring partners are saying that he has been getting stronger since the last time that they actually sparred with him. So he has his speed, he has power. Usyk, might go in like a madman. He's a different type of warrior. He went overseas back to his country. Put in some military time and came back, and like the previous caller said before him, like he might come in like a madman. Now after facing adversity with his country, and I think that more than Ukraine is behind him. I feel like the majority of the people want him to win, especially because of the war or whatnot. But I just think he's an overall better fighter. Mm-hmm. And that was it, man. I just wanted to give a shout out to BDA, Bucho, everybody else.
All right, Zero Cool. Thank you for calling in, man. We'll catch you after the fight, all right, man? Or if you want to jump on the open lines Friday after the win. Take it easy, man.
Yeah, I got you on Friday. I was going to also say that I have Navarrete winning on Saturday as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a given right there, man. All right, take it easy, Zero Cool. Thank you for calling in, man. Take it easy. All right, let's go to another phone. Hey, don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like, and I put a StreamYard link for callers outside of North America, so you can call and give us your predictions. 678, you're on the air. 678, what's on your mind?
Hey, guys, how are y'all?
Oh, Soothsayer, what's up, man?
Soothsayer.
Soothsayer, are you there? I gotta tell you, that Virginia Wi-Fi, he's living over there in the fucking Appalachia. Soothsayer, can you hear me? He dropped out. All right, listen, I wanted to ask you guys something about Anthony Joshua, because he's coming in and everyone's talking, he's got a psychologist on his team, blah, blah, blah. I always reference how he was, physically he looked like he was able to continue against Andy Ruiz, but he pretended not to hear what the refs were saying. His eyes were wandering around the arena. I think a lot of people say he quit. Do you think Usyk can break him physically here and mentally, of course?
I believe he could break him mentally faster than physically. I think physically he's a specimen. I think he gets in his own head, and I think, he was already stopped. And again, it was the exhaustion thing too, plays a role in it. But once you've given up once, it's like anything else you do, it gets easier. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, it was going to happen. I've been saying it since he had that fight with Chisora. I said, guys, everybody's got to wait. He's got to grow into heavyweight. He's got to grow into it. He was smart enough, being with Lomachenko's father, not to get up to 245 fucking pounds from when he was, all jacked up, and then start kind of cut down and carry that weight for the first time. He went up in increments. He put the weight on at a slower pace, so you don't feel it. You don't feel it in your legs. I mean, he just did it smart. And the fact that he's going in there now, it doesn't surprise me that I heard the same thing as his sparring partners who sparred him before said there's a noticeable difference in his strength. So if he gets in there and Joshua's things aren't going his way, put it this way, it'll happen after the fourth round. Joshua's power it goes so much after about the fourth or fifth round. His power really starts to go down, and his legs start getting heavy. That's when he'll be ripe to be emotionally or mentally beat. Like if he's just getting and realize you can't stop him, he's not putting a glove on him, he's getting hurt with his punches, and now he's in his fucking own head. And I could see him fucking kind of caving in that way. But that's my long speech on that.
All right. Well, let me go to the phone lines here. Another phone call here. Don't forget to hit the like. 6-7. I think Soothsayer calling back. Soothsayer, are you there?
Yeah, sorry guys. I'll try one more time, and then if not, fuck it. But hope you're having a good evening.
Yes, absolutely, man. Hopefully you are as well. What's up, man?
Yeah. Okay. So listen, man. This is why, and I'm not being silly. I hate the fact that a Mexican is training Joshua, man, because now I'm conflicted in, do I want Josh to win or do I want Usyk? I fucking want Usyk to win, man. But if Joshua wins, then that's a win for us too.
Sutsai, if my father was training AJ, I'd want AJ to fucking still lose. Even if my father was, let alone if it was the same race. I'm not, no shit. I know my father will still get paid. I fuck AJ. Even if it was my dad, let alone fucking if it's the same race. Nah.
Again, Furioso makes a sensible point.
We should keep it a stack. No mixing trainers and all that bullshit because it complicates everything for everyone.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm not in your shoes. Don't get me wrong, Sutsai. I'm not in your shoes. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying from my perspective, that's what I would feel. I respect if, you know what I mean?
Just a heads up, you racist retard. Not everybody is like Mexicans. You know, some people like to get different things and mix things up. It's actually not a bad combination. I would recommend a lot of black fighters to train Mexican trainers because it actually would help them and benefit them a lot. Believe it or not, you clown.
Nah. It muddies the waters. You know what I'm saying?
Oscar to win when Floyd was training him. Do you think they wanted Oscar to win just because Floyd was fucking training him? Mayweather was training him. I bet they fucking didn't. They didn't give a fuck.
So here's my prediction, and then I'm out, man.
All right.
I want the white men to win in my heart, but fuck, man, I don't know.
Hey, wait a minute. Did you?
There's my prediction.
Had you already given your? Hold on. Had you already given your prediction?
No, I haven't called.
Okay. Well, give it again because I didn't hear it. People were laughing. Go ahead, man. What's your prediction again, Suser?
Fuck it, Usyk. There.
That's it. Just Usyk.
Yeah, he says he's going with the white man.
All right. Well, shout out to Suser for your.
Y'all guys have a good night. Great show. Great panelist.
Absolutely, man. We'll try to get back to the race stuff later for your entertainment. Shout out to Suser. Take it easy, man. Thank you for watching. And calling in, brother.
Furioso, tell everybody why you're betting on Anthony Joshua and hedging your bet.
I'm betting on him because I hate him that much, right? That if he was to win, okay, I wanted to be rewarded for it. And for instance, yeah. So Usyk is. If someone said to me, "Right, Usyk's going to win. Give me £100 now," and it is going to happen, I'll give you £100 now. I'll probably even give you £1,000. To be honest.
Hey, what about the?
If you can assure me, that's how it works, my friend. So I'm betting on myself.
AJ by decision. AJ wins by decision. Is still 8.5 to 1.
Yeah, it's good. What I'm doing, I'm putting the most money on the lowest odds, which is him to win by knockout. So say $40, and then put the lowest money, say $20 on the points, because the points is good for him. 8 to 1, that's good. You get nearly $20.
Very good.
Very good. And he can get the decision on a tight decision. They'll give him it. Because
he just has to do a little bit better.
If Usyk, let me tell you this: if Usyk is, I'm a conspiracy, and this shit works like a treat. It does. If Usyk wins 7-5, he gets robbed. He has to be convincing on points. Trust me, they'll rob him like a motherfucker.
Like last time, it was a 7-5. Like
it was like a 9 fucking whatever.
But one card.
Yeah, sorry.
One card was 7-5.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So come on.
Hey, fellas, we've got a caller here on the StreamYard.
Okay.
Boxstradamus 007. Boxstradamus, go ahead, man.
What's up with the Englishman, man? Why do you hate black people so much? Did one pump your mum or something?
You know, it's not a case I hate black people. I've got a lot of black heroes. People I like Eusebio, Mario Coluna. I just don't like fake-ass niggers. That's all.
Just calm the language, man. You're making
all of them in particular. AJ's a fake-ass nigger.
Not all of us are this
fabricated.
Black words.
Boxstradamus, what you have a problem with Furioso not liking fake-ass N-words, as he said?
No, I don't like Joshua either, but the fucking language and stuff, it's, he's brave because he's behind the screen.
Language. When they speak, say the word.
Hey, let the caller talk. Let the caller talk.
Like Dave Allen, we even less.
I have to listen to a black dude on YouTube say the word nigger every other word. Why can't I say nigger to you and say
you know the historical context.
Every other word. Why don't you pull up a nigger? Why don't you pull up a nigger for saying the word nigger? Why are you pulling up a white guy?
I don't care, mate. Do you know the
What's up with
historical
you?
significance
You
of the word?
fucking bent knee, didn't you? Slap yourself.
Yeah, I can't hear the
Your
call.
dad fought
What the
for
fuck are you
freedom,
talking about,
pig.
you
Think
English
about
nonce?
it.
Shut the fuck up.
Boxer Damas, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, Usyk in the last 4. I picked him from the jump. I knew in 2012 that he would be world heavyweight champion and he would spank Joshua. So, hence the name Boxer Damas.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you can't call yourself Boxer Damas. That's Teofimo Lopez Sr. has the inside scoop on that one, man. He's gonna come after you. He's gonna come after you, man. Hey, Boxer Damas, I'm the real Boxer Damas. What the fuck's the matter with you? What the fuck's wrong with you? Knock him out already. What the fuck? All right, Boxer Damas. Well, anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, that's it, man. Just thought I'd give a little call in.
All right. Thank you for your call, man.
Thanks for calling, man.
Take it easy, man.
Just want to say shout out Boxer Damas for saying that. Furiosa's the type of guy that pick on black nerds and college kids and say he's the real. He really hates them. That's what he does.
But wait a minute. Furiosa doesn't seem like a bully to me. He's just a guy that's opinionated, just like you are, and he speaks his mind.
No, I'm just messing around. I know. Furiosa got a little mental problems, man. But hey, he just get his anger off online. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, this is boxing.
The truth hurts, my friends. The truth hurts. You've got to pull your bitches up. We got to pull your bitches up because you're always on that back foot, aren't you? You're always on that back foot on the retreat, running.
Look,
like
we know your feelings hurt, for real. So you don't do anything in real life but complain and get online.
You always look
you know what I do in real life?
You look
what
like
I do in real life, for real. So go check my channel out. I actually have events for fathers and doing shit, unlike your faggot ass online all day.
Oh, well, listen, this is BDA at night, so this is why it gets a little bit more salty here. So if you don't like this type of language,
a little spicy,
a little spicy.
Yeah, this is like
just a little bit.
Jerry Springer.
Yeah, I just promote for real, so to get off his couch and go outside and go march and go do something.
Let's talk boxing, man. See, here's the thing: you start attacking, and then it turns
back to
into
boxing.
like,
Goddamn, I'm sorry, guys. For real, so brings the worst out of me, man. I try not to be like that, but for real, so just a horrible person.
It touches the nerve. I know what it feels like, my friend. I've traveled around.
So I just know your type that only talk big and bad online.
When it hits the nerve, it's like that. Do you know what I mean? Don't worry, you'll get over it.
All right, let's get back.
All right, yeah. Listen. You two guys can a little break. Yeah, because the problem is both of you can go on for hours back and forth. So we got to go to another call here. We got to go to
boxing, and then we have a fight.
We got to go to another phone call from StreamYard. We got Puro on the line. Puro, you there?
Give it a VD. Yeah, I'm here. What's going on, guys? What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man? Are you back from Mexico, by the way, or?
Yeah, I got back. What was this? Sunday morning or Saturday night? I forget. No, Saturday night I got back. Saturday night.
Nice.
I got back one day early because we all got COVID. We all got the COVID. What's up?
So you came back alive? That's a surprise.
Oh, come on. Now, well, listen.
Alive,
Pudo, what's your prediction for Usyk Joshua, the rematch coming up this Saturday?
I got AJ in the 10th.
Whoa! Break it down for us, man.
Whoa!
Fuck, man. I mean, I think it's been pretty clear in his 2 losses what the problem was. One, he started kind of late, so he's like, I wouldn't say he's learning on the job per se, but it's just, when you don't start as a kid, you don't have that experience of like the amateur shit like that, blah, 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 even though he went to the Olympics, won a gold medal. But anyways, McCracken only took him so far, and the 2 times where he actually needed McCracken in the clutch, McCracken couldn't give him the necessary adjustments on what he needed to do in the first fight versus Andy, and then in the first fight, obviously, versus Usyk. So Robert has a track, even though he hasn't worked with any heavyweights, Robert has a track record of not even reinventing the wheel, but just adding a couple of wrinkles to a fighter and kind of reinventing them a little bit, or adding like for Maidana, adding the jab, a consistent jab and shit like that. So I think I don't know. It's like everything adds up for a good upset.
Interesting. You're one of the few guys speaking AJ. Would you be willing to place do you bet, by the way, Pudo? Or I think I've heard you say that.
My bet's in. BDA.
Oh, really? Nice. All right. So there you go.
I got 2 bets. I got 2 bets on AJ. I got AJ in round 10 at 3,300 plus 3,300, and then AJ by knockout for plus 340.
Interesting. Very interesting. You never know.
The odds are good. Salute, Puro. The odds are good.
Oh, what up, Paulo?
The odds are real
good.
They're nice. They're nice odds for AJ.
Yeah, like Usyk is the favorite, which he should be. Like Usyk is just, like he's a really good fighter, but so is AJ. So I don't know. It's just it's hard to pass up. And you know me, I've always had AJ winning this fight.
Yeah, the odds are.
Go ahead, Polo.
No, I was going to say the odds are similar to the Canelo and Gigi odds. To be honest,
I put some money on Canelo too.
There you go.
Yeah, they're similar to that, to those odds.
All right, well,
650 for Canelo.
Well, listen, Pudu, anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, I just wanted to give my prediction, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks, everyone. Peace.
Thank you, man. Take it easy, man.
All right, later.
All right, that was Pudu putting his money where his mouth is. I gotta tell you, Pudu is one of the few. Look, if you're gonna pick AJ by stoppage, pray for a British. I know they're not in England, but pray for a British stoppage because that's the most likely thing over there. If he gets Usyk even announced hurt, the referee is gonna be flying in between both guys and waving it off, man. I mean, I think that's just a given right there. By the way, shout out to Oscar de la Coca in the chat, and he says, Furioso and Logical Man can be huge stars. Tell him to sign with BDA Boxing. Let me tell you, you guys should do a show together. I'm telling you, that would be a podcast.
Yeah, I'd watch that, man.
I'd fucking
we should.
It's gonna be like Morales and Barrera's podcast where they're always, poking at each other, and everybody loves to watch that one. All right, here's the other thing I wanted to bring up, man. Eddie Hearn made a good point. He goes, every time, people are talking about AJ losing as if he's one more loss is going to end his career. Is that something that's true there? I mean, let's face the facts. If AJ loses, he just has to come back, look good in 2 more fights, score a couple of knockouts, and people lose their shit, and they forget what happened in the past. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, no, to an extent, no, man, because today our boxing community, we talk about fighting top 10s and all this. We need the best. But soon somebody lose, they're bums, they're garbage, they're trash. But he lost to a top guy. So how is he a bum when he lost to somebody got to lose? So I think that he'll lose popularity. Well, not in England, of course, because they support their fighters. But I'm talking about in America and other places, he'll lose support, especially his hype he had.
It depends on how he loses, though. If he gets outboxed the same way he got outboxed in the first fight, then
that's a good point.
What else is there left? You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
True, but they'll still talk bad about him. Like, oh, he was nothing. He was hype. People actually say AJ was hype, but the dude did a lot, man.
The thing is, he's still marketable because there's a lot of good matchups. Because they haven't all fought each other. There's Wilder, there's a rubber match with Ruiz. There's so many fights for money-making fights to rebuild and still be a 3-time. It wouldn't be the end of the road, but a lot of people are saying end of the road.
I agree. I agree. If he comes back and he gets 2 more knockouts, depending on what happens with Usyk Fury, who's the next in line? It's either Joshua or Wilder, depending on what happens with Wilder too. So it's never over until it's over, really. And like Bucho said, it also depends how he loses. I mean, if he gets knocked out this time, it's going to be harder to bounce back. But you can always... But it's true what Logical Man is saying. It's true that most fans, one loss and boom, that's it. But he's a big star, AJ. He's one of the few guys that can afford to take a loss here or there. And if he gets 2 more impressive wins, boom, he's back. People forget about what happened.
Well, he lost against Ruiz. He got destroyed, basically. He quit. You could even argue that. And then in the rematch, yes, he beat that fat Ruiz guy, but he just jabbed him. He didn't really do it. Like, he wasn't an impressive win, to be honest.
No, he wasn't.
At all. It was forgettable.
Ruiz being a fat ass was his fault because his fat, I think, really did help him in his attributes. Because when he lost that weight, Areola was, dropping his ass and hurting him. So I really think they take away from his weight. It's a disadvantage. But he's going to find out real soon.
In the rematch, that weight was just like, okay, I understand what you're saying, Logical Man, but in the rematch, he was just beyond fat. Like he even said he was super fat.
And DAZN just put a lot of DAZN didn't they just invest in Joshua too? They just signed him like to be exclusive with DAZN, so they're invested in him. So win, lose, or draw, they still obviously have plans for the cat. So
yeah, Jimmy, I think it's a 5-fight deal too, bro. So he still got fights to go.
I just think it's shady. That fight where it is, it's shady, and the odds are too good that he can win. To me, it's a 60-40 still. AJ's got 40% chance. He's he's a big stiff idiot, but he's still got some talent, some abilities.
He can hit. No doubt about that.
Size.
And by the way, a lot of people are talking about Usyk can stop AJ, yes, he can, but like, think about it. Like, in the first fight, he got hurt. AJ got hurt in the third round, but he never got hurt again after that. Now people can, they can say, oh well, in the 12th round, AJ got hurt, but I think he was more tired than anything else. I think even you, Mr. BA, you mentioned that, right? So there is a possibility that if AJ makes certain adjustments, he can go all 12 rounds. He can do a little bit better than last time, which is not saying much, to be honest. He can actually, and that gives him a decision win.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are gonna make money, man, with that AJ by decision.
I would have to say though,
what would one's good odds? It's bloody good odds, 8-1.
What would counter that is Usyk's ability. He's learned from the last fight. He's again getting more acclimated to the weight, and I believe he's going to be more aggressive in this fight. I think he's going to turn it up quicker. Because he's going to have the strength. Yeah. He's going to be able to absorb a punch more now because he's getting bigger. You can, it's like an explosion of the gun. The bigger the gun, the less the kick because your body can take it.
The first fight,
if you show him, he's going to show him less respect. He's going to show him less respect, and it's all up to Usyk. If he presses Joshua, he gets him out of there.
It's a bit like Fury Wilder. It's a bit like Fury Wilder. The first fight, he was cautious. The second fight, he put the foot on the gas, which he had to and went for it because he knew the guy, knew what to do. And Usyk's been now there. He knows him inside out. He's been 12 rounds with him. He'll know exactly what to do, where to turn him, how to turn him, where to hit him. So at the long stretch, he'll take him out at the end, possibly.
That's a very interesting comparison. That's a the Wilder.
It is because he naturally was more cautious. Usyk, he was, but now he knows what he can do with him and what he can't do. So you'll know when to press on and when not to press on. He's definitely got those advantages.
Even if Garcia changes some of his angles, changes up his footwork a little, it does make some changes. The most important thing is Usyk has tasted his power.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's not going to change. He can change some tactics, but his power is still the same, and he's still got to. Yeah, he's still got to land those shots cleanly on Usyk early. That's the key. He's got to land something big early, both to the body and the head.
Usyk has a 6 out of 10 chance of knocking out AJ easily. 6 out of 10.
Usyk's a boxer at heart, and we see that with Lomachenko. They're boxers at heart, but when they really decide to step it up, they'll fucking get you out of there. And we got to consider that, man, that if Usyk, he's a boxer at heart, but if he really wants to press you, if he wants to leave it out of the judge's hands, he's going to get to Joshua. And remember, Joshua's not the guy, he gets knocked out with power, but it's activity. If you put that dude on the edge of the cliff like Andy Ruiz did, that dude runs out of ideas.
Yeah. And he's accurate too. Oh, sorry, VDA.
Let's go to a phone call here. I want to keep talking about this because I have a couple of comments from Eddie Hearn about that. But let's go to a phone call here. Let's go to 650. You're on the air. 650. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I think it's going to be actually what you guys are talking about. It's going to be more like round 13. I think Usyk has already felt the power. And I rewatched the fight last night, and if you watch the last 40 seconds, there was I don't know if it was like a left hook, right hook, but it definitely, AJ was hurt. He wasn't just tired. Like, I've been buzzed in boxing myself, and like where I felt nauseated, if you watch AJ when he got on the school, he felt he got buzzed hard. Like, this fool barely was able to get up for the announcement of the scorecards. Like, watch him. He's so labored. Take the deep breath.
I said that earlier.
And I think Usyk is just going to turn it on and right away and hurt him early. And it kind of reminds me of what Fury and Wilder in their first fight. Fury found something in round 12. I think Usyk found something in round 12.
Well, number one, first of all, is that how it feels like to be buzzed? Because I've never been buzzed before. I'm special that way. Number two, who is this? And did you already give your prediction? And if not, let's take it down, man.
I already took my prediction. It's I am your leader. I already took my prediction, but I said Usyk. Yeah, I said Usyk decision, but more I'm thinking, like, I'm going to stick with it, but the more I'm thinking, because I watched the fight last night, and AJ looked hurt from, like, when Usyk decided to just turn it on, you could tell that 12th round, Usyk had some in the gas tank and just said, fuck it. And he hurt him. And I think Usyk is prepared to do that right away.
Interesting. All right, we'll see, man. I mean, we'll talk more about this on the Open Lines Friday show, but I am your leader. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
Yeah. Nope, that's it. Great show.
All right, thank you for calling in, man. Keep that chin tucked in. Take it easy.
That's it.
All right.
Hey, what I want to say one thing about that caller is that it was more of an AJ was more tired because most people have never been in fights in their lives. When you're really tired, some people are like, why does this guy not blocking? Why are you not blocking? You're so exhausted, you don't mind getting hit in the face. So that exhaustion, when it comes to hard punches, dude, it can really do real bad to you. So that's why I probably like he was like, man, he couldn't get up because the dude was so tired and he was buzzed. So it's a horrible combination.
Well, let me ask you this, guys. How would you characterize or qualify Joshua's poker face? Do you guys think he's got a good poker face, or when he gets tired?
No, it's terrible.
Awful. Horrible. He's straight through it.
The dude is used to being the bigger guy. He's a fucking bully. The second he gets beat, you see a little bitch, because that's what all bullies are. They get bullied, they turn into a little bitch. That's what it is.
He's in his little shell now. He's been cracked like a motherfucker.
Yeah, the dude said superior black race, and he got knocked out by a fat Mexican. Yeah. Think about that for a second.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's
beautiful. Just like Wilder, the two best lynchings of our time, Wilder and fucking AJ. Beautiful lynching.
Yeah, that's true, though. You're true. They both got beat by fat men, and then after AJ lost to a fat Mexican, he then lost to a small white guy.
Shout out to Martin Luther King. Shout out to Martin.
I think he meant in general, not by him and speaking like that.
Oh, come on. If he was not black, he wouldn't say that. Let's be real. It's because he is black. That's what it is. What it is.
All right. Well, listen. Hold on. I wanted to know about the.
Let's get off of that.
I wanted to know about the. I wanted to know because again, I go back to the Ruiz stoppage. He gets up. He smiles. First of all, anytime anybody smiles when they get hurt, most of the time it's because they're hurt. And this guy smiled every single time he's been buzzed or hurt. He smiles. And when they waved the fight off for the Ruiz fight, he was looking around. Looking at his corner, like, hey, man, get me out of here. He was just, look, after that knockdown, it was all Ruiz. Now, some people are going to say, yeah, but BDA, that's because he got buzzed. Yeah, well, whatever it might be. Look, guys, there's other guys that get buzzed, and that's when the fight starts for them. So, Joshua, that's why I was curious to get your thoughts about what do you think about his poker face? And yeah, when he gets hurt, you can see it, the doubt in his face. And that's the other thing. If I don't have I have confidence in Joshua's power. I think he's a good technician, although not as good as Usyk's, obviously. But the thing I am not sold on at all, is that stamina. His gas tank is just not that good.
And his chin is not good.
Yeah, Mr. BDA,
the only things you can be sure about in this fight are his power and the judges fucking robbing Usyk. Those are the only things you can be sure about.
If it goes to points, 8-1, it's a robbery. Straight up.
Well, and the problem is with Usyk, Joshua, there's really nothing he can do to improve that stamina. When he was always carrying way too much muscle. Think about it. Muscle-wise, like muscle belly roundness and whatnot. You look at him, he was probably the most muscular, dense for his frame and his legs and everything as any heavyweight I can ever remember. And to punch that much oxygen, and it hit, like you can think, okay, I've done all the road work. But once you hit that peak and you get into that part where now your second sweat's gone by and you're into the burn, it gets so much worse when you have to push that through.
He's conceded the stamina side of things. That's out of the window now. He said it's attack mode. He's like said, no, that's not going to. Well, we'll see what it's like. Yeah, he's going to attack round 6.
Unless he took off a bunch of muscle. That's not going to really, you know what I mean? Because it's just going to happen again.
Coming bigger. I think he's coming big. He's going to try and empower him early. And then see what it's like at the
probably his best shot.
If he's not out of there in 6 or 7 Usyk, then he's going to have to, manage it accordingly. But he's going for early. He's going for it for 3 rounds. He's going for it. Trust me.
I want to at least concede. I just want to say real quick on Gonzalo. He's conceded that he can't box him. He said that when he said, "I messed up and I tried to box him." Right, so he's already conceded the fact that he can't hang with him skill-wise. So going into the later rounds, if he hasn't stopped Usyk or really buzzed him by the 6th round, he's going to stop being desperate because he knows if it goes to the decision, other than a robbery, how else does he really beat him?
The well will be empty. The well will be empty at the end for him, definitely, because he's working early years.
Gonzalo, you want to say something?
He can find the openings. It's not a matter of, well, can I find Joshua? He can. It's just a risk you run. And I don't believe necessarily that it's like round 13, because just because you felt the power doesn't mean that you're going to go in there right away and try to take out Anthony Joshua. You're going to go in there and try to take him out, because Joshua, he's powerful. It doesn't mean because you felt the power that in this new fight you're just gonna jump on him and try to get the knockout within the first, second, or third round. No, you still have to be careful. But I do ultimately think that Usyk will still get the knockout.
Yeah,
interesting.
Hopefully.
Well, listen, Eddie Hearn jumped on, and he's been doing a bunch of interviews, and he said he expects Usyk. Again, they're still talking about this, Usyk putting on weight. Usyk's putting on weight. Again, I don't know if it's true or not. I guess we're going to see finally the day after tomorrow when they finally weigh in, if indeed Usyk put on weight, as everyone's claiming. But Eddie Hearn seems to believe it, and he's expecting Usyk to try to walk Joshua down. Now, that would be quite something, because Joshua is a hefty dude, and it's not like Usyk ran in the first fight. He was standing right in front of Joshua for most of the fight. So I'm curious to see how much more aggressive he can actually be. And if he is, Maron, you better, AJ better watch out, because this guy. But the other thing I want, what?
Oh, sorry, I thought I was muted. I laughed when you said that, Maron Marie.
That's a good point. I think if Usyk starts early, he could press also himself. He could get AJ out of there. Because he's faster and more elusive. He's got everything. He's, apart from power, he's got everything on AJ. Everything.
One punch
power.
For sure.
Punch power. So he's got everything on AJ. If he presses, because like you said, he was standing in front of him, but he was a bit more obviously cautious. His first time he's fighting. If he presses, because we've been looking at it from the AJ's perspective of winning, but from the Usyk's perspective of winning, if he presses himself, and he can get AJ out of them too, I think. Definitely.
How many rounds does it take for Usyk to believe that he can take him out? Because after round, he hurt Joshua in round 3, and then for the rest of the fight, he never really pushed the action, right? So why is he going to do it now all of a sudden? Did it take him all those rounds to figure out, well, I can actually take Joshua out? And I think it's going to be a little more difficult, because I think Joshua's going to have a plan, though.
Because if Joshua becomes a counter puncher, do you see this? What makes a big guy kind of hesitate to throw punches against a smaller guy, and I think this is why Joshua becomes less powerful, and this is reasonable, because if you throw hard, you're gonna expend your stamina, and that means you're gonna be more open to getting countered because you're just that a little bit weaker. So not only do you have to minimize how hard you throw because you got punches coming back down your way, that if you go big, you're going to be weak and you're going to get caught. But if you're more cautious and like a counter puncher while still throwing hard, you keep Alexander Usyk thinking, this dude's he's going to catch me with something hard because he's not throwing hard. He's kind of luring me in. So it depends. If Anthony Joshua goes heavy in the beginning and Usyk's able to weather the storm, he's going to get fucking tired. Then Usyk's going to step it up. But if Anthony Joshua's a counter puncher role, where he's not really committing that much, Anthony Usyk's probably going to think, this dude's got something up his sleeve. And he's basically, what Usyk is trying to do is read how much of that gas tank has Anthony Joshua spent before I can really go in there and take him out, because I know that he's got nothing on his gas tank.
That makes sense.
Left.
That makes sense.
Man, just hearing what Gonzalo say, man, I really think Usyk going to take it, man. After hearing that, man, that was good.
Hey, listen, Gonzalo is the real Nostradamus. People, Teofimo Sr. has nothing on him. Aldo, you were going to say something?
Nah, I mean, Gonzalo pretty much just
stole the words out of your mouth.
Said what I said. Yeah, I think the reason why a KO is probably more likely is because of the style change. If he's going to be coming forward, he's going to get more tired. I think there's also going to be more openings to the head. than the first fight. People are saying just body shots. That's the way to go. I mean, sure, there might be success there, but again, there's always give and take with any different adjustment to any fight. So I think if he goes to the body just crazy, I think there's going to be way too many openings to the head. I think what he should do is obviously attack the body a little bit more, but instead of just constantly pawing out and like just throwing punches like in the first fight, he needs to pick his moments better. And when he throw combinations. That's really basic. It's pretty basic keys to shifting the fight towards him, but I think those would be crucial to his game.
All right, well, let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 209. 209, you're on the air. 209, what's on your mind? .209, you're on the air.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. What's up?
Okay, this is Godwin. I'm calling you all the way from Africa, Nigeria.
Whoa. My goodness gracious, that's a long call. What's up, man?
I'm okay. I'm supporting AJ, and I'm just believing AJ is going to put it out on Saturday. And I know Usyk is technically gifted, but Usyk doesn't take the body shots. If AJ can go for the body shots, like don't go straight to the head, just go for the body first. Usyk will be a little bit weaker because he doesn't like you hitting me on the body. But I believe AJ is going to come with Robert Garcia. Is going to help him to be more technically and get his point. And once you want to throw a punch, it's going to be accuracy. I believe AJ is going to take Usyk out in the round 9.
Whoa.
I'm telling you, round 9, Usyk will be out. Just once AJ can get his punches and go for the body in the first round, you got to see AJ is going to go for the body. Once you go for the body, Usyk doesn't take a body shot. That is Usyk's problem. If you watch Usyk's fights, you will know he doesn't take a body shot. Once AJ can get his body is accurate in the punches, the way he punches accuracy, I believe AJ will knock him out in the round 8 or 9. Trust me, that is all I have to say.
All right, well, hold on. Before you go. So just remind me your name and let me write this down one down. What did you say your name was?
My name is Godwin.
Godry. All right.
Where you from? In Africa? Nigeria?
I'm from Nigeria.
Lagos?
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria, but I live in Turkey, Istanbul.
Oh, whoa, what the fuck? That's a weird combo. You're from Nigeria, but you live in Turkey. Interesting.
Turkey en route to where? Are you staying there? Are you staying in Turkey or are you en route? Are you staying in Turkey or are you en route somewhere else?
I can hear you.
Can you hear us? All right. Can you still hear me, though, caller?
Yeah.
Caller?
Yeah, I can hear you. What do you say?
All right. He was asking you where you were from, but we got to move on, man, because I don't know if you're a long distance. I don't want to keep you getting charged up the ass. So, Godfrey, thank you for your call. We'll call back next time, right, man?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, take it easy, man. Yeah, because the connection was getting fucked up, and he's calling long distance. But what were you going to ask him, Furioso? I'm just curious.
He wants to know
where he's going. Where his final destination is.
What's his destination country? I don't think he wanted to answer.
It's unusual. A Nigerian in Turkey is just unusual.
I gotta tell you, when Furioso started talking,
they're normally en route somewhere, especially a Nigerian, to be honest.
When Furioso started talking,
I don't know why you asked me this question.
When Furioso started talking,
immigrant, you know where their ass is going. America.
Hey, logical man, do you think we can trace back your lineage to this guy, or?
Probably there, and believe it or not, 30% Mayo. So hey, he was a Mexican. I took that bullshit ass 24 for me shit. So
by the way, you don't want to do. Hey, that just reminds me of something. That just reminds me of something. Hold on. That just reminds me of something. Can you guys hear me? It just reminded me of something. You don't want to use that 24 and whatever it's called. They keep your DNA. I think they sell it to the Mormons, who have a giant database inside a mountain. I'm not kidding around. That's what they do. They take your DNA and then they put it in a database. So if I were you guys, I avoid those type of family tree companies there where they help you map it out.
Feds got access to it too.
Well, BDA, I'm kind of screwed now. It's the reason why I talk shit a lot.
Good job getting the word out now, Mr. BDA. Everybody and their fucking mother sticking swabs up their noses.
These so-called Aztec folks, because most of the time I'm more quote-unquote Aztec than them. That's why I say I'm 36%. So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just thought it's weird.
I'm sure that's 100% factual. All right, let's go
your hair. Which bit are you afro?
Huh?
Have you got an afro?
No, I don't have a fucking afro.
You should though. You should try it just in case. Hey, by the way,
I don't have your type of texture hair, moron.
All right, hold on. We'll get back to the racial thing here. Believe me, I want to get back to it. But before we do that, shout out to Earl Stevens. Earl for his contribution with the super chat. Earl, and he says, rewatch some of the first Joshua fight. Joshua was throwing a lot of lazy jabs and rights. Maybe Garcia can tighten that up and have him throw down hard 1-2s. Well, maybe. Hey, that's the hope, Earl, that Garcia is gonna make him tighter, get that technique really tight. I like it tight. Yeah.
But I honestly, I think Garcia is going to try to teach him to hide his right hand behind his jab, too. See if he can try to sneak a couple in behind it. He's got to do something a little different, shake up a couple of things, but it's going to be interesting because I'm really curious to see how this. And remember, Usyk could come in even the same weight, but still be bigger, meaning he has less body fat, more muscle mass. Because, say last time before the fight, he got up to 238 and he trained down to 221. This time he could have got up to 250 and still trained down to 2, you know what I mean? But when, he took off less, so you're just going to end up with more mass, and it's going to be denser because it's going to be older. And it's just, all around, it's going to be better.
Jimmy, AJ just got to turn into Derek Chisora for 3 rounds. And fucking let or joke, a bigger version.
Nah, seriously, that is a really good tactic.
Just let it go a bit. Obviously,
and then that's it. After that, it's over.
Not on this cautious behind the jab, this, down the other, because then he's going to get done down the stretch.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I said last episode. That's what I said last episode. I said he should just go all balls to the wall 6 rounds, and if gamble on that.
Let it go. None of this bullshit. He's going to get done at the end. He's less in everything apart from power, and it's simple that. Unless AJ gets a lucky shot, he could rock. That's one thing. He can rock. He could rock Usyk and sort of finish him. We don't know. AJ is a good finisher. He's not a bad finisher. So it's one of those. He could get a lucky.
Well, I was going to say, although I highly doubt it, but he could be like emotionally scarred or worn out from the war too. You know what I mean? Like, did that take something from him? Although I highly doubt it. I mean, he's a pretty focused dude. He's an educated cat, so I'm sure. Yeah, he's probably very focused.
Them two have been training like motherfuckers. They've just turned up on shore now already.
I think Usyk is a type of guy that probably enjoyed the war, and he probably wants to go back as soon as possible. By the way, shout out to William Boxing for his contribution with Super Chat. He says, Usyk is feel. He knocks out AJ. Oh, another knockout prediction. Hold on. I don't know if we already took down his prediction, but I'm going to write it down in my list here just in case. William Boxing, Usyk, KO. All right. So shout out
Usyk got a lot more to fight. He's fighting for a lot more. He stands for a lot more. Do you know what I'm saying? He's fighting for his country. He's fighting for his record, his legacy, unbeaten.
Yeah, but Furioso though. Hold on, AJ's fighting for Tuki. What did he say? Tuki Williams and
for what? For Black Lives Matters and he's 3-time world champion.
He's fighting for Larry Hoover.
That Nigerian caller.
He's fighting for Larry.
All day. Y'all haters. What y'all is? Fuck y'all.
Usyk is fighting on a different plateau he is to AJ. AJ's fucking sold out.
No, he's fighting for the hustlers.
He's a flat pack from the furniture shop. He ain't no real Carberry.
Furniture shop. By the way, we got somebody.
He's fighting for thugs and gangsters, stupid shit.
That's right. Hey, by the way, we got somebody calling in on the stream here. We got David on the line. David, are you there?
How you doing, lad? You okay?
Doing fantastic, man. What's on your mind? What's your prediction, first of all?
Well, it's a tough one because, Usyk being the fantastic boxer that he is, but with AJ having that, honestly, I think with his size and honest, he's going for the 3-time world championship. That's what he's doing. Because when he left it the last time, he was unmarked. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, Usyk was kind of busted up.
Usyk was bruised to bits. Okay, Usyk won the fight. He was boxed him off his feet.
Mm-hmm.
But AJ never put it on him in the last fight.
You're
so
right,
is it all a ploy? Is it a ploy for him to be the 3-time history book? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, okay, so what's your pick then? It seems like you're a little conflicted.
Honestly, skill-wise, Usyk, but power-wise, Joshua, innit?
All right, well, first of all, okay, do me a favor. Where are you from, by the way?
I'm from UK.
The UK, okay. Take a drink, take a sip of something. You must have a drink. You're from the UK. Take a sip of something and just blurt out the first, the prediction. Don't overthink it.
Joshua knockout.
Oh, all right. Should have overthought it. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, hey, listen, you never know, man. It's boxing.
That'd be hard, not my head.
Where are you in the UK, mate? Where are you in the UK, mate?
I'm in Birmingham.
Where?
Did you see? Well, in the northeast Morpeth area.
Northeast Belfort area? Did you say?
No, Morpeth.
Morpheus. All right. Well, listen, David. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
Did you see the interview with Evander Holyfield?
No. What he said
on IFL? It was excellent. You've got to see it, right? So he says he was asking, so how can Joshua win? And he just told him straight, simple fact: long reach, more power, and hold the guy.
What did you say? Hold the guy?
Yeah, he said hold him. He says anybody bigger than me, all they ever did to beat us was hold us.
Yeah, so he was a cheating little git anyway, Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield, his professional opinion, how Joshua wins. And he told him.
He was druggy, he was a cheat, he was. Usyk's gonna fucking erase his Holyfield's legacy. Usyk is.
Well, hey, you never know, man. Well, David,
he's a fucking cheat.
Usyk has to do more work than beating AJ.
Holyfield is one of the best fighters. He just said it. That's how you do it.
All right. Well, listen, David. Thank you for that update there. I'll be sure to check it out, see if he said anything more. And I got you down for Joshua by knock. You want to give a round, specific round, or you just want to go knockout?
Okay, I'll go 7th.
7th. All right. Good man. All right. Well, listen, David. Thank you for your call. We'll catch you on the next one. All right, man.
Yeah, take care. Bye, lads. Bye.
All right. Take it easy. Yeah, all right. Now, here's the thing I wanted to mention here to you, fella. And don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. Really helps us out. This is from the Daily Mail. And they did a little interview with Joshua, a little expose talking about how he's coming back. This is the article, by the way, where they mention a psychologist. They talk about how he's admitted that his training camps drain the brain. They're very fatiguing spiritually. But then check this out. He says, it sounds crazy. Hold on a second. Let me put it up on the screen here for people. Again, Daily Mail. And these are some of the quotes from the article. He said, it sounds crazy, but I'm not going to lie. My objective in the first fight was never to hurt Usyk, to land damaging punches. My aim was to go the full 12 rounds and prove I could box as well as he does, to land scoring punches. But I didn't work hard enough to prepare for a 12-round fight. I wasn't in the right mindset. That of wanting to go in there and smash him. Using my size and power this time is evident in it, but to work on that is easier said than done. All right, what do you guys think about that? The fact that he said he went in there in the first fight and didn't want to hurt Usyk.
It's a bit of an excuse. It can be a bit of an excuse because that's what happened. So you kind of use it's.
I think it was a built-in cope mechanism. So it's like if he went in there in the first fight like he was supposed to and he lost, he'd be broken. But this time, right? He says, "Oh, I didn't mean to hurt him I actually meant to outbox him. That's my game. I wanted to be the better boxer. That way, I didn't really lose."
At the end of the day, Usyk had him twisted up. Did you see AJ's footwork in that fight? His footwork was all lined up like he was doing a piss fucking test.
But to Joshua's defense, though, that's the way he fought the fight. He did kind of fight like he was trying to box him. So it wasn't he did go in there and bum rush him.
It's not saying that what he's saying wasn't true. It's the fact that if he did do that, it was to, in case he did lose that first fight. You know what I mean?
Like making an excuse, like saying Jews, like that.
What?
That's not an excuse. That's facts.
I think it's about the two most mentally stable guys in boxing. I really do. I never seen Joshua come up fucking making crazy excuses. Everybody's knocking him for smiling after the Ruiz loss and handing him his belts. I mean, they're pretty fucking mentally sound, both of them, emotionally sound. And you know, the guy does nothing but, I think, do his best, and then after the fact, and Usyk too. I mean, you don't think Usyk's up there playing with a fucking Rubik's Cube because he doesn't have a sports psychologist. It's a major part of his regime, you know?
Doesn't he have a special blanket too? He's got a special blanket, he said. Hey, but listen.
Yeah, a special blanket, whatever. I'm just saying, though, I mean, like, to not take... I think Jimmy's right. I think what AJ says about what happened, look, Usyk took what he gave him, you know? And he waited till the 12th round and he realized he was down on points. You're not going to win. You're not going to out-volume Usyk. And then in the 12th round, he realized he needed to go for a knockout, and he went for it. He came up short, and Usyk jumped on him. So it's like, I mean, check it out. You think in the 12th round of that first fight, if he just wanted to continue to try to box with Usyk, even knowing he was behind, he could have definitely avoided that whole scenario. Don't you think? I don't think Usyk tries to pour it on him.
He got hurt a few times in the fight.
I know he did, but Usyk never went. You think Usyk thought he was behind in the 12th round and he needed the knockout?
It was pretty close. It
wasn't close. It wasn't close. You know, you and I both talked about that last time.
It wasn't close. The judges' cards.
You think he peeked over and saw the 7-5 card?
Dude, Usyk always has been fighting in people's backyards. He understands that these dudes have certain advantages. He understands how crucial it is to fight in these and perform well.
He knows he starts 3 rounds down, 2 rounds down, definitely.
Exactly. Now he's going to risk it all. So he won a comfortable decision. He won a comfortable decision last time, and now he's going to risk it by going after AJ to be more aggressive, take him out.
No, nothing about the war. He's not going to care anything in there about the war. Nothing. He completely blocks it. He's mentally fucking sound, man. He's totally focused, and honestly, so is AJ. And I'll tell you something. If he thought he was down on the cards, or he thought he was going to get jobbed in the first fight, the 3 times that he hurt AJ, why didn't he go for it then? He waited till the 12th round to do it.
He went to the 12th round because he was tired as fuck. AJ was also tired. Yeah, he probably got hurt as well, but he was tired as fuck. That's why he was at 12th round. Why didn't he do that in rounds after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Like, no, at the very end he does it, and now people are expecting this guy to just from the get-go to try to get AJ out of there. I don't know, man. I mean,
people have different theories. People have different theories on how he's gonna fight. Like, one person might say, oh, he's going to bull rush him. I don't think that's what's going to happen. Part of the reason why I think it's going to be a stoppage for Usyk this time is because I think AJ is going to be too aggressive, spread himself too thin, and not have enough to continue throughout the whole rest of the fight.
That makes sense.
Hold on a minute, gents. Am I wrong in saying that Usyk stopped AJ in the first fight? Those dying seconds, Usyk was pulled away. His corner pulled him away, and he showed mercy, didn't he? We all saw that, and AJ's scarred from that. He's been sleeping on that shit right up to fight night. When he gets in the ring is when that memory's going to go away, because he showed mercy. We all saw Usyk pull his right hand back. You know, it was like Papachenko said, hey, hold on, let's save it for this next fight.
I want to come back to that. I want to come back to that stylistic matchup, but first, let's go to another phone call. And by the way, Errol Stevens, thank you for your contribution. I got your prediction down, man. So thank you for your contribution. Let's go to 956 here. 956, you're on the air. 956, what's on your mind?
Andre Ward robbed Kovalev.
Andre Ward robbed Kovalev. All right. And he just hung up.
Did.
You know what? Thank you for your caller. He hung up, but that just reminds me. What if Usyk goes in there and from the get-go starts beating the shit out of Joshua? It's not even funny how easy he's beating him. People are expecting, okay, well, he's going to go down at any moment now, AJ. And then all of a sudden, Usyk starts hitting him in the balls, and he gets disqualified.
It could be a beatdown. It could be a Fury Wilder too.
But listen to this, Furio. So what if, listen to this. What if Usyk, as he's beating him up, and then before he knocks him out, he just starts punching him in the balls to get disqualified and say, hey, I could have done this easier, but just for the fun of it, I'm going to get myself disqualified. How bad would that fuck AJ's mindset up?
Yeah, that if he puts a beat down on him on some Fury Wilder 2, then it's retirement job, because he will he'll contemplate, because he's well invested, isn't he? He's got businesses, he's got a lot of money, etc. Isn't he?
Stranger things have happened.
So yeah, you'll contemplate. But if it's a robbery, not a robbery, if it's a loss on points or close defeat, then but if he gets a beat down, then yeah, I think he'll retire.
BDA, you know what's funny? If that were to happen, right? Let's just say he comes out in this new style and he just gets fucking beaten terribly, right? Immediately, he comes out aggressive. Wouldn't it make every single person criticizing him about his performance in the first fight look like a giant idiot?
Wait. If you're saying if Joshua...
If Usyk beats the shit out of Joshua in this rematch and Joshua comes out like everybody's saying he should, right? Wouldn't that mean that everyone was a giant idiot saying, oh, he should have done this when he did hypothetically better in the first match when he was trying to box?
Yeah, I wouldn't call them idiots, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, it would show that people... look, before the first fight, people were saying... Joshua is too big. He's too big. I'm thinking, yeah, but he's not gonna fight like Chisora, and it's the height too plays a factor. Joshua has to punch down this time, whereas Usyk was the one punching down at Chisora. Blah 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 blah. Blue. Yeah, but I wouldn't call them idiots. But yeah, I think it would show that most people maybe didn't really do their homework prior to the fight. Now, Pete, do you have the T1000 at your house? There's always a dog barking back there. I think you got the T1000, man.
A T1000.
The thing about Usyk is you guaranteed stamina, and he's going to go and he's going to pick it up, whereas the other guy can't pick it up late on. He's got the cliche gears, hasn't he, Usyk? He's going to have the best juice, everything, just like AJ is, but Usyk, from round 6, he picks it up, and that's where I have to give him huge advantages. If AJ doesn't get rid of him within the first few rounds, it's Usyk all the way. Because that means Usyk sort of got over the hurdle, innit? That first burst.
I just think in the first fight that you can. In other words, you can hurt a guy, and you can hurt a guy just as much as punching him by just letting him fucking punch himself out. I mean, AJ in the first fight, he got completely beaten by Usyk's feet, and the first 3 rounds, Usyk stood his ground in the first 3 rounds. Yeah. But just carefully,
the feints alone were fucking tiring the fuck out, because it's like
swinging and missing,
every time
him.
He was eating him all the time, all night long, and they tire like a motherfucker too.
Like Chisora, why should he?
Twisting
he doesn't need
him
to
up
do that.
He was getting twisted up like a fucking ballerina. He was. It's easy work.
Hey, by the way, here's the other thing.
Definitely executed his game plan better than AJ did, no doubt about that. But I just think you guys get like this, I mean, it's kind of like what you're saying before. After one fight, AJ's got too much muscle, but Usyk's putting on muscle, and that's a good thing, and I think it is. But I mean, so Usyk's putting on the muscle, and AJ needs to fucking go down like Wilder, be like super slim. I mean, they both got to fight their fights, and if AJ comes up short, he'll say so. But if he does come up short, he's still the second best heavyweight in the division. If he does fucking lose,
both got bigger though, haven't they, for this fight? Because everyone's, look, AJ's got big. Usyk's got bigger. So they've both sort of like juiced it up, so to speak. They've sort of stepped it up, haven't they? So it's.
I don't know if AJ has.
Who's going to handle the extra weight?
So I don't honestly. The speculation is all over the place for this fight. I hear people saying both of them are coming in smaller, bigger. They're being more aggressive. They're going to box or something. Like nobody really knows from what I'm gathering. Like I hear so much speculation, and it's all over the place. Nothing is consistent. The only thing I can really hear that's consistent is AJ's going to throw body shots, I guess.
All right, listen.
That's not really going to happen the majority of the case.
It's all speculation. We're talking about something that hasn't happened yet.
I mean, it's all over the place. Like no one's even like.
Hold on. Yeah, Mr. BDA wants to say something.
We got a phone call outside of North America. We got Mirage. Mirage, are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here, guys.
All right. Thank you for calling in, man. What's your prediction for the fight?
Yeah, I've been hearing your analysis. It's been pretty decent, I have to admit. Can I just first say, to Furioso, your guess there?
Yeah,
Furioso,
suck
you
my
there?
fucking dick, you little fucking bitch.
You need to stop
I'm
eating
on a
pizza,
fucking
get off the
sedate
couch,
you.
and stop
I
dribbling
will
your
fucking
nonsense on
sedate
here,
you.
okay?
I'm your
You're a fucking
sedation,
bum.
my friend. You're my little
Okay?
fucking bitch. Come from up
Let
here.
Mirage finish.
You're always down under, aren't you,
So let me,
little
so
fucking
with
bitch?
that being said,
Get on the
I actually watched
fucking
the fight. I
aeroplane, you
watched the
little
fight.
fucking
Let Mirage
Come
finish. What you
over.
gotta say?
See what you fucking
No, let him
got.
go at it. Let him go at it. Let him go at it. A little bit more.
Nah, he's trying to come at me. You know what I'm saying? Let's
You're a
have it.
fucking bum. That's what you are.
Yeah. You're bummed down
When was the
under.
last
Yes,
time you got off the
are.
couch? Like
Let's get to the
2019 or something?
prediction. Let's get to the prediction here. Come on. Let's get to the
I
prediction.
agree with that. Furioso is a bum. Okay, let's get to the prediction then.
So I watched the fight. I actually watched the fight last night. I had it
Surprised.
8-4 Usyk. I thought it was a lot more competitive than people have been saying. Like maybe the people have the memory was a bit skewed over the time, but I think AJ can definitely win with adjustments. Just some things I noticed, like he tried to get into like a feinting contest with somebody who's like a master of it, and I think he wasted a lot of energy feinting, fucking trying to match him. So I think he needs to calm down the area. He spent so much energy throwing a weak ass jab against somebody who has amazing head movement. So I think he needs to cut down on that and focus more on the body attack and trying to pressure rather than standing in the middle trying to box somebody who's much better. So if he does those adjustments, it's a very winnable fight because it was a fucking close fight. So
You just repeated
sort of
everything
similar to
we've
what-
been saying for the past 2 hours. You didn't. I thought you were going to.
Well, I'm reinforcing it. Yes. So I'm giving you guys credit actually.
Hey, but
It wasn't a
Mirage,
close
okay,
fight,
I
though.
got.
It wasn't a close fight. I don't know. I disagree with that though.
Really? I mean, what did you score at? What did you score the fight?
I gave AJ like 3 rounds max,
Whoa.
man.
Three.
Oh, yeah.
But even those
What?
rounds,
Oh, yeah.
they were sort of competitive
Mucho is
rounds.
absolutely right. You guys are saying, well,
You can go.
no, that's not crazy.
Mirage, you're a plonker. You're a fucking plonker, Mirage.
Yeah, I mean,
Your fucking boy's retired.
most of the
Lemieux.
rounds
What
were
you gonna
quite
fucking
competitive,
do?
and you can give
Lemieux's
3
retired.
rounds.
What you gonna do?
You could easily give 4, even like a 7-5 if you're really generous. And
No way,
yeah.
dude.
All right,
You
but
can
hold
give
on,
him
hold on.
5 rounds
But
in the
hold on,
first
hold on.
fight.
Look, hold on. We're harping over the first fight. Fuck the first fight. That's the past. Now we got to get to the prediction, Mirage. Prediction.
The prediction, I think AJ
Usyk,
wins a
after
controversial
all this.
close decision. I think that's going to be my prediction.
AJ close.
It's not
Now,
going
do
to
you
be
think?
clear cut. Yeah.
But do you think he deserves it,
Put
or?
money on it.
But do you think he's
Put
going to
money on
deserve
it.
the decision, or do you think it's going to be a robbery?
I don't think he can beat him like a clear cut dominating manner. I don't think he's capable of that. I think it's going to be very close and controversial. It'll be closer than the previous fight, and I think he's going to put in a better performance.
All right, now
Yeah.
fuck the boxing. What's up with you and Mirage? I mean, sorry, Mirage. What's up with you and Furioso, man? What's going on there?
I've talked to him in other streams, and I've like steamrolled him. All the time,
Yeah,
and he's upset, he
steamroll. You ain't
takes it
steamroll
personal.
shit. You fucking down under. You just
He dribbles the same nonsense. He thinks he's an expert about boxing. He's up Fury's ass all the time, and I just call him out. I just call him out all the time, and he can't take it.
No, Mirage tell the truth, bro. For real, so I see you be calling them names instead of just going on a boxing debate. Just talk, stay strictly boxing.
Yeah, what's his right dude? Okay, I understand. Can I just say, I understand free speech and all that. That's cool, but
logical, man.
The
That sounds like some excuses.
Hey, shut your point finger that you ass up. Be quiet. You BLM.
All right, hold on. One at a time. I want to hear from Mirage because we got to move on. Mirage, go ahead.
Yeah, I understand. Free speech, but there's a limit, I think, when you start going about the racist slurs, the N-words.
Nah, look how you've been fucking around.
I think it's counterproductive. Do you want me to get on here and start talking about the Jews? And we should fucking barbecue Jews because of free speech?
Just
No.
because you get
There's the
fucking
limits.
slapped around and bummed
I don't
around,
think,
I'm different,
I think
mate.
you need to zip that
You
fat
want to be
mouth up.
slapped round. You
Get
don't
off the
even like that,
couch.
to be honest.
Yeah,
I know you guys
boxing
down under don't like
and
no
stop
fucking
wasting
black
people's
man. That's
time
for
on here.
sure.
That's
I know
my
you don't.
professional
All right.
opinion,
Well,
okay?
listen. I'm glad we got this straightened out. I think we're gonna listen. All right, maybe this isn't a good discussion for a good subject for BD boxing, but let's remind people we do have Second Renaissance where anything goes. It's non-boxing, so I think you guys should try to hash it out there. I know that's gonna go fantastic.
I'll be waiting for him tomorrow. Don't worry, Furioso. I'm waiting for you,
That'd be great.
motherfucker. Well, whenever you have the open line, whenever.
Oh, okay.
I gotta say, I'm not comfortable with people dropping N-bombs either. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But that, I'm not listening.
Hey, Mirage,
dude, I don't like
subscribe
that.
to my channel. Subscribe to my channel.
Jimmy's
Mirage.
talking. Shut up.
Subscribe to my channel.
And let Jimmy finish.
Mirage.
Jimmy, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say it always makes me uncomfortable because I just don't do that because I wouldn't expect a black person to fucking denigrate my race. So I play that game, but I'm not with you on the anti-free speech, man. People can say, because listen, I'm just gonna say once. The most dangerous words are the words whispered, the ones you don't hear. You make everything illegal and you can't talk about anything. Shit still will get done. Shit will still be talked about. You just won't know about it. I say let everybody put their words out so everybody can hear them. And if they're repulsive enough, people will pass judgment on it. Simple
At the end of the day, Jim, if people on the YTBC can speak in proper manner and there's both any race not using the word nigger, because I don't like the word nigger, but as soon as I hear a black man is, he's nigger this, nigger that, to me it's disrespectful because it's supposedly a very bad word. So I'm straight away.
Can I just say about Usyk?
Hold on. Let Mirage finish with the boxing. Okay, we gotta go back to boxing. So Mirage, finish up with the boxing, then we're gonna move on. All right?
Yeah. I haven't seen a lot of Usyk. A lot of Usyk. This was the first major full fight I watched. I think he's overrated. I think Usyk is overrated. I don't think
here we go. No.
Oh my god!
Quality.
Oh my god!
I like how. But hold on, fellas.
Yeah, we're talking about his speech, and then he's like,
"Let me get
fellas.
He's doing it on purpose, Mr. BDA. He's doing this on purpose.
I know, but let me say something.
What do you mean?
Let me say something. Let me say
serious.
something. Hold on, fellas. Please. He just told you. See, you're falling for the trap. He just said, "I haven't watched a lot of Usyk." So he's admitting right off the bat, he's just going into classic Borash contrarian mode. Mirage, you started off well.
Don't call someone overrated then. Don't call someone overrated if you haven't watched it.
All right, listen, Borash, you started off well, but then you diverged as always. So we got to move on. But thank you for your call. Call back next time. Take it easy,
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Later.
All right, you motherfuckers. All right, and also I want to say shout out to everybody in the chat. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And here's the other thing I wanted to. Okay, let me check the phone lines. No phones. Okay, here's the other thing I wanted to bring up about Usyk because I didn't even finish reading this article. The last quote. Here's what he said. I want to get your thoughts on this, and then I gotta go take a wee break. This is what this motherfucker said. He said I need adjustments to deal with a southpaw because to me these lefties are a nightmare. I swear that if Alexander wasn't a lefty, I would have smoked him. 100% might. Guys, I gotta go, but you guys talk about this. Excuses or what's going on? All of a sudden, everybody gets quiet. What the fuck?
I think he's being honest.
If he wasn't a southpaw, I mean, this is
he's saying the southpaw shit threw him off.
If Mike Tyson didn't have power, I mean, like, come on.
If my uncle didn't have balls, it'd be my aunt, right? It's kind of one of those obvious things, right? Fighting a fucking southpaw sucks. Some guys just hate it. You don't deliver your punches the same way. I can understand where he was saying So basically, if I was more comfortable in there, I would have stopped him, no doubt. But maybe he found some good. Who knows? If he found some, it'll be all dependent on his sparring partners. Did he find someone who's a southpaw who can, give him some kind of at least good work? Yeah, give him good work. The same height. It's the stance. He's got to get past the stance.
You know what? It's the southpaw and it's that style. It's those two things. It's just not very common. So I mean, he's saying basically what if you know boxing, you already know. And if you look at the first 3 rounds of that fight, Usyk probably threw more volume in the first 3 rounds of that fight, especially the first one. The first round was like, I was shocked how fucking fast he was and how much volume he was throwing. It's gonna take an orthodox fighter a little longer to settle in and find range with a southpaw. It is what it is. And the thing is, Usyk's smart enough to know that. So he's gonna bag 3 quick rounds. I think they both know their shit, man.
No, that's true. A lot of these wannabes that never fought in their fucking life, they don't know that when you find someone that's southpaw like that, man, it's a whole different world because you still imagine that his weak-handed jab is, a jab, but it's not. It's just strong hand. Then they have different movements. They're moving different ways. They're not moving as a right-hander. They're moving as a left-hander.
He's a switch. He's switcher.
Yeah.
He's changes.
It's true.
He's changing that motherfucker. So
it's true, but it's part of boxing, man. It's part of boxing because this is the guy that also said
he's the best
that Andy. Hold on, what can I finish? This is the guy that said. Thanks, Furioso. This is the guy that said Andy Ruiz should be fighting a super heavyweight because he was so fucking big and fat, standing at 5'12", right? So it's kind of like excuses as well.
What was that height? What was that height you just said?
5'12".
5'12", that's 6.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Oh.
What's going on here?
I was just making sure.
I'm slow. Wait, hold on. I just want to say something that what I'm learning from Joshua is that sometimes you need to keep your mouth shut.
Oh, he is.
He's making so many comments.
Freely, that's for sure.
Yeah, man, he's giving out too many fucking hints. Like, bro, you have no strategy. Everything is out. You don't shut up.
Yeah,
he's giving it all away. He's shown all his cards. They know what. They know exactly what he's going to do.
This dude told him exactly word for word. I'm going in best as I can the first 6 rounds. I'm going in for a knockout. Why would you say that, moron? Why?
The guy that looks a lot more sure and confident in all these little interviews I've seen is Usyk. He's loving it, and he's trolling like a motherfucker. Just these things he's saying, everything, the white rabbit. It's just, there's loads of shit going on. He's getting in fucking AJ's head big time. Well, it's already in it. You know what I mean? That 12th round was very scary. He's been having nightmares, AJ, every night. No, yeah.
Hey, guys, we're talking about what happens.
He's been having nightmares, mate.
All right,
you can tell he's scared in the press conference and the face-off. He's fucking scared. You can tell.
You can. He's like even his color, everything's different. His hair's not even as tidy like he used to. It's just everything. He's
I don't know about
the nightmares like a motherfucker. Trust me.
And those English black dudes, they're fucking cringe. 3 times.
They're soft. They're soft. Also, they're soft. They're not
fucking cringe.
Proper niggas. They're not proper niggas. No.
Well, here's my thing, and I wanna, we're talking about this, but again, I gotta reiterate, man. I think now people are being a little bit too overconfident on Usyk. I mean, I agree. Look, I agree. Joshua's mentally fragile, but he's still a big heavyweight. If he, from the get-go, if I have to say it, if he takes away Usyk's second win with those body shots early on, could be a long night for Usyk. Could be.
What makes you think AJ's mentally fragile? What has shown you that? I mean, what are you basing that on?
Well, the fact that when he got stopped by Ruiz, and he was looking around the ring, like LT said, "Where am I? What's going on?"
We know that.
I mean, he got waved off, right?
Hold on,
what the fuck's he gonna do about it?
That's a
good question.
Yeah. Okay. So the Ruiz, we don't even have to break down the Ruiz thing. Yeah, he quit. Whatever. Okay, but then he took on Ruiz right after, like immediately after. So I think he showed his mental strength, that he was confident that he could beat Ruiz. Now, the fight was boring as fuck, and to be honest, it was kind of pathetic a little bit. He just moved around the ring and used his jab, and he played it super safe.
Yeah, he ran away, and the handicap.
He ran away. Yeah.
And here's the other thing. Because he asked me. That's the other thing about that fight. The amount of clinching he did. That's indicative of a guy that is just not comfortable dealing with what's in front of him. And he tried to do it against Usyk. He just couldn't get a grip on him.
It wasn't a confident win. It wasn't.
But do you need that?
No work.
But hold on. Klitschko was the same. And he was a heavyweight champion for a long time, though.
But he was a pussy too. He was a pussy too.
But
he managed to become. He was a king for a long time.
But he was a pussy.
You could say with that mentality,
I know, but what I'm saying, I'm not talking about whether he can be a great heavyweight or a long time champion and still be a pussy. But what I'm saying is he fights a little bit scared. That's why I say he's a little bit mentally fragile, especially compared to Usyk. That's the point I want to make.
I think that's partly true, but I would have to say that smaller heavyweights are scary. They're scary to bigger guys because they can get in between your punches. A smaller heavyweight's always going to threaten the heavyweight where the big guy's going to be, oh man, this dude's fucking intimidating. Although he's a smaller guy, they can be frightening because they can do things that you can't. They're quicker and they still carry power.
They can creep on you also, under you.
The Ruiz fight, he knocked Ruiz down, and he thought that he overestimated how bad Ruiz was hurt. You know, he in other words, he did go after him in the fucking, what is it, the third round. He did knock him down. He did overestimate how hurt he was, and he did get caught coming in there trying to get wild and finish him. And he wound up getting caught. Okay, so yeah, he learned his lesson from that fight. He didn't do it in the rematch, and he's not going to. Why the fuck would he do it against Usyk? That'd be the complete wrong move. He's got way more tools than just Sora.
Yeah, but the
you don't have
thing
to
is,
do that.
hold on a minute. With Ruiz, he's totally different though, because Ruiz's skill set is totally different to Usyk's. He knows
That's what I'm
saying. Boxing wise, he's not going to be able to hang with him, especially on the.
I understand that, but the point is, like, why stick your head in the fucking lion's mouth? He don't seem like a guy who makes the same mistake twice. I don't think he changes his style, either one of them. There's really nothing.
What do you think he's going to do then? What do you reckon he should do then? Just stick to the same thing, or a bit more aggressive?
No.
What do you think?
He's got to be economical, because he can't match Usyk's volume, right? I don't think this fight for AJ, it can't go to a decision. I think in both fights they're the same. He's not going to win a decision against AJ because the volume is just going to be. It's just going to be fucking. It's just going to be a crazy.
He has to go for it,
discrepancy
doesn't it? You have to go for it.
I don't like this. I don't like this new Pete. I don't like this. I don't like this new Pete talking about he's got to be more economical, more frugal. Oh, we got to haggle it down from 12 rounds to 10 rounds, maybe. I don't know.
No. Like people are saying, he needs to, when he throws, he needs to throw 1 and 2. Like, forget just jabbing Usyk. It does no good. So yeah, if you're gonna go for it. But not to the, and don't just all attack the body, but attacking the body would be a good way to cut him off. If you had to cut the ring off, don't follow him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if you land on Usyk, he's going to stand there and bang with you. That we've seen in prior fights. Like, this guy can be, he gets down. When he gets caught, he wants to come right back. He wants to come back and fucking bang. And we've seen him do it in prior fights, right?
Absolutely.
So don't get so wrapped up in the last fight. That's all I'm saying to you. Like, it's like Fury and Wilder. I mean, the first fight goes the way it does, and then the second fight goes the way it does, and then everybody thinks in the third fight, what, Fury's just going to fucking just smash him down again. And no, he almost got his ass knocked out too. Looked like shit. So
that's true, man.
Yeah. If AJ's going to go for it, go for it.
That one of the greatest shortcomings in boxing is stamina. If you don't have stamina, man, it doesn't matter that you got punching power, a great chin, and fucking speed. If you don't got stamina, man, you're not going to compete against other dudes.
One good thing about Usyk too, you brought up the Fury rematches and how, like in the third fight, he almost got stopped, right? Like dropped twice. And, the one thing about Usyk is he's consistent. Fury is a bit inconsistent with his performances, while Usyk, he's always game, man. Always.
So was AJ. They're the 1 and 2 in the division. I'm saying nothing different. They're the one. Who you thinking? I'm just saying, if AJ loses, he's the second best heavyweight in the division. And
yeah, I agree. I'm just saying
I haven't seen mental weakness, and I haven't seen and Chinny. He almost got his head blown off. He almost got his head blown off by Klitschko, and then he fucking came back the next round and fucking he came right back at him and dropped him.
That's a good.
So that was a great fight.
You got it other way around. He got dropped in the 5th round. Klitschko got dropped and then he dropped AJ.
You know what he means, man.
And at the end of the fight,
if you're the dude to come back immediately, that's different. That's not what AJ did. He came on strong, and then he got whooped next round, and then he had to take how many rounds to get back and finish him in that last round? In the 11th.
10th round.
So what
Chinny mean? Chinny means like you're like
American,
that situation, right? He said there's no difference between who dropped who first. Actually, there is, because AJ, he needs time to come back. No, logical man did.
I'm not worried about that. I'm saying I can't blame the guy for getting to the 12th round of that first fight, realizing he's down on the scorecards and going for it.
I don't disagree with you.
Usyk saw that he was tired. That's my interpretation of what happened in the 12th round. He noticed he was tired. He's like, "Well, I can take him out. That's it." But he didn't try to do that before, obviously, right? For some reason.
That's right.
The blueprint is out. The blueprint is out.
He felt the power.
The blueprint is out.
Well, exactly.
But what do you? Hold on. I want to hear from Gonzalo. Gonzalo, what do you?
He knows him. He knows him.
You guys think we're arguing, but I don't think we're nobody's arguing. Disagreeing with anyone, really.
Yeah, no one's arguing. But I want to hear from Gonzalo. Gonzalo, what do you mean the blueprint is out?
Yeah, when Oscar De La Hoya used to say the blueprint is out on how to beat a guy, because when you've seen a guy defeated already, people know, man. It's like the confidence thing. The confidence thing is not like the invincible, the invincible idea that how can I beat this guy? You've already you kind of understand how to do it already. People do, and we've seen it as fans. With Usyk, he still got that code of invincibility that it hasn't been cracked. So it's kind of hard for people to understand and perceive how a guy that he's so tough and brings it. How can this guy be defeated? But with Anthony Joshua, we've seen chinks in the armor. We've seen cracks in the armor already. The blueprint is out on how to beat Anthony Joshua.
Yeah. Now let me say something about.
And he beat him already himself. He's been 12 rounds with him.
Let me say something. Guys. Yeah, because we got a phone call. But let me just say that this is I understand a lot of people are picking Usyk. But it's not a given. It's not a gimme, man. I mean, this fucking AJ is a giant, and he is very dangerous with those hooks and uppercuts. Let's go to a phone call here, and don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. 760, you're on the air. 760, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air.
Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed.
What's up, man? This is Anthony, bro, calling from California.
What's up, man?
First off, I want to start off by asking BDA, where are you from, man? I always hear all these people talking about where they're from. Where are you from? Where you're actually from?
I'm from parts unknown. No, I'm in Canada right now. That's where I'm at.
Oh, Canada. Okay.
Well, Mr. BDA.
Seriously, I wanted to touch on Usyk, man. I think a lot of people, like that one dude earlier saying that he's overrated. I think the complete opposite, man. I think Usyk is underrated, only because like his skills are what made him known, and like he's not very loud and like obnoxious like other fighters. I mean, some aren't obnoxious.
Caller, you're muffled, man. Caller, you sound muffled.
Who are famous for more than just their boxing skills. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think Usyk is like doesn't.
All right, yeah. Listen, he's definitely the epitome of a fighter. He does his talking in the ring, more or less. Now, Anthony, what's your prediction for the fight?
My prediction will at first. This is what I really.
Shit.
My mind is just always.
All right, Anthony, do me a favor, man. Stay as close as possible to the phone because you're dropping in and out, man.
Oh, my bad. I think AJ. I used to think AJ by split decision, but now after hearing Gonzalo talk, I don't know if he's a coach or a trainer or what, but I think his breakdown was phenomenal, and everything he said is always super spot on, and he kind of swayed me into Usyk winning it.
Yeah, man, you got to watch out with the Gonzalo effect. That's what we call it around here. He tends to drive. I mean, he'll brainwash you. Before you know it, he'll have you washing his clothes, and he'll have he'll go after your wife.
Gonzalo, are you? I don't know if Gonzalo could hear me, but are you a trainer or something, a coach, or like?
Well, in my mind, I have ambitions of being a trainer, and I like boxing. Yeah, I'm a legend in my own mind.
You should seriously look into it, man. I mean, your knowledge and your observations are always on point, man.
All right, so
and then last thing I just wanted to touch on, man, like. There is no place on this earth that has room for racism, man. No matter what color you are, bro, like, nobody should be on that shit. Like, period.
Well, I disagree, but listen, hey, but hold on. What was your prediction you said?
Well, yeah, my prediction used to be AJ split decision, but because of Gonzalo, now I think Usyk by stoppage.
Oh, all right. There you have it. The Gonzalo effect. Anthony, anything else you want to say before we move on?
Just love your channel, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I love how this channel is growing. I love how you do the discussions with everybody and anybody. And you're awesome, dude.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We appreciate that. Thank you for your support, man. Take it easy. Call back next time.
Good call.
Hey, good caller, man. Good call.
Yeah, Gonzalo gets his flowers, man. He deserves them. But I gotta say too, man, BDA. I just want to say BDA's got to take that ancestry test, because I'm telling you right now, dude, you got Guinea in you. Dude, when you said earlier, but the clinching, you sounded like fucking Adi Bucco from fucking. Dude, it was fucking hilarious. The way you dropped, and the fucking dude, you sound more Italian than half my family.
I was watching. By the way, I was watching Copland. I was watching
Say it again,
Copland.
whatever.
I was watching Copland last night with Stallone and Harvey Keitel and De Niro. And De Niro, he always does it. De Niro always repeats what he says. So there's a scene where he's internal affairs, right? So he gets a call, shut down the investigation. So he gets pissed off. So he goes in front of his men and he goes, that's it, investigation, it's over. Give me the files. Give me the files. So he takes the files, throws him in the trash. Are those the files? He throws him in the trash. Everybody go to lunch. Go to lunch. Go to lunch. And then he tears down a map and he goes again. Go to lunch. It's like, okay, how many fucking times are you going to say?
He keeps yelling, it's over. It's over. Yeah.
You blew it.
Yeah, no, that was great. Yeah, you blew it.
You deaf
that was
fuck.
like 2 weeks ago, you deaf fuck.
Hey, BD, I know you're scared that they might get your DNA and put it up in the mountain, man, but might as well take a chance. That shit is actually very accurate. I'm very surprised with it.
I'm not giving the Mormons my DNA. Fuck that. All right. We got
you're a third
Pride
Mexican?
marrying motherfuckers.
I want to drop a bit of an atomic bomb here for you, fellas. I want to go to Furioso.
Okay, here we go.
Furioso, if Joshua wins and he says, fuck Fury, you made me wait too much, and he goes after Wilder, who would you root in that fight? Who would you root for in that fight?
That's a very good question, that is. That's a hell of a question. Fucking hell. I mean,
I stumped him.
It really is tough. I mean, if you put a bullet to my head, I would say probably Wilder, to be honest. I hate him less than AJ, yeah, but I'll probably want Wilder to beat him up, yeah.
Surprising.
Furioso just wants to Furioso's going for the towel.
You know, for seriously.
Because it's white.
Of the two,
Furioso, hey, any black person taller than him will look better.
I don't give a fuck about AJ or Wilder, but of the two, I'd want Wilder to beat him, yeah. I'm
He's
not
got it
going to
mapped out. Wilder is darker, but AJ's got that goddamn Africa tattoo.
Yeah. Because he's at least Wilder's sort of, I mean, he's not as fake, so to speak. You know what I mean? Obviously, pissed me off. We went with a race card with Fury. He took it to the race card, by the way. And AJ's also a fake little bitch with these speeches, which I just know. You know what I mean? I would want Wilder to beat him up. That's the answer, my friend.
I'm surprised, man. Anyone else want to say who would you root for?
I don't know, bro. It's 50-50 with me. I can't pick.
The fight again?
See, you can't sit on the fence. See, at least I'm not going to sit on the fence with the motherfucker. I'll give you the answer.
I'll be honest.
That's the difference between a nil nigger and, you know what I mean, and sit on the fence nigger. Tell the truth.
Are you talking about AJ and Wilder?
Okay, look for real. So you mentally ill bastard. Okay, I go for Wilder just because AJ said he promotes gangsters. He promotes gangsters. I don't like that. He said the
sit on the
gangster
fucking fence like you fucking old.
At least Wilder's for non-gangster shit.
All right. Well, there you go, man. I mean, hey, listen.
For me, I have no dog in the fight. I wouldn't be emotionally involved either way. I just want to see a good fight. That's all.
I'll say this. Someone's getting taken out in that fight. That people have been saying that since they've been discussing.
Somebody get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah. Here's the other thing I wanted to bring up.
I'd want Wilder, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought Aldo say some Jews or something like that.
Dude, you keep on talking about. You're so fucking passive aggressive, dude.
We know who you are, man. We know what you do, man. Come on, man. You make excuses.
What do I do? You make excuses for black people and their fucking crime. That's what you literally said.
Bro, you see my channel. Stop blaming Jews, and you're a fucking mutt. You're a mutt. You defend and kiss other people.
Oh, here comes the racism. He likes whining about racism, then he wants to say
you're
this
a mutt,
shit.
And you point the finger. You act just like BLM. You white faggot.
You chuck and jive for the Jews. You chuck and jive for the Jews.
Stop kissing ass, bro.
Are you a Muslim? Are you a Muslim or Islamic like AJ? He's gone Islamic now, hasn't he?
No, AJ's a Muslim now. What the hell?
You guys change so easy, you fuckers, don't you? You know
what though?
Easy.
I was reading the comments from the show that I was reading the comments from the. I was reading the comments.
He's gone Islamic. He's been doing.
I was reading the comments from the show Bucho hosted, and there were some people saying, "LOL, he's not Muslim. Come on, blah blah blah." So I'm confused, man, because he seems to hang around. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not guilt by association that we're doing here. I don't know, but it'll be interesting if somebody finally goes up to him and goes, "Listen, come on, break it down. Are you a Muslim or aren't you? Come on." But here's the other thing, man. We got a lot to talk about here. Moving on a little bit slightly here from the AJ thing. What do you guys make of all this stuff about the mental health? Adrian Broner saying...
I was just about to bring this up, man. Bro, that's a whole bunch of bullshit. Broner was just probably terrified of getting his ass whooped. They probably won't give him a gift decision. But I think the Figueroa versus Lipinets is a better fight anyway. I don't really care what Broner's really going through. He's a fucking clown. He's washed. He's done. Only thing I want to see Broner do is probably get in the ring, get his ass whooped by either Ennis, Conor Ben, or Virgil Ortiz to give those guys a good name. But other than that, he's washed up. He's a lame. He's a dork. He's a clown.
If someone would have depression, it would be him. Look at the lifestyle he led, etc. So he would be a classic casualty, to be honest. And that's where it's at. And it's a duck. He's also realised it's a duck. He knows he hasn't got it.
The mental illness excuse isn't the first time he's done it. His lawyer did it last year in court. He said, my client, Your Honor, because again, he showed up almost 45 minutes late like he always does, which is judges love, by the way. But anyway, so he said to us, he said he's issues. He's had lifelong issues with mental illness and also alcohol abuse. And but then again, you're talking about someone's been arrested 18 times, so you learn what to say, right? If I'm going to get into treatment if you're a drug addict, or you know what I'm saying? So you have mental illness, so they'll hopefully throw you into home arrest instead of trying to put you away for 2 months. And so what's happened? So I think, honestly, I think he was offended by the Zoom call, never got past that.
What is that, Jimmy? Guys, you mentioned that earlier. Can you explain that? I don't know what that is, the Zoom call.
All right. So what happened was, now, as you know, Broner was PBC's number one dude from 2015 to 2019. Without a doubt, he was their biggest moneymaker. When he fought, the numbers were always the biggest. So it didn't matter if he was winning because he knew that was that way. So we're talking about now, I have to tie this in. The lawyer also said he doesn't even know what his car's registered under, who owns his home he lives in, because his mother does his finances and his manager. Because he said he can't understand that stuff. So we're not dealing with someone clearly who's a super genius. So what happens is, like, stupid people get hung up on things, and he was the man. So for him to have like these big press conferences with it was full of media. When they announced they were going to do the press conference, Pete, what they did was they held it by Zoom call with Brian Custer. So Brian, he talks it all up fucking like he does. And then all of a sudden it gets right to Broner, and right off the rip, he goes, you know what, man? This is bullshit. He goes, Al Heyman and Steven Espin's on some bullshit. Oh, wait, I'm a Zoom call. And he walked away. He was done.
He did worse than that. He went crazy.
Yeah, he went. Yeah, so exactly. He went on and on, but because he took it as an offense, like the same kind of way, like when Mayweather went berserk in the MGM when he found out that they took his stuff down. So it's probably hard for him. He's realizing it's all coming down on him. He owes that money. He's got his kids dogging him on fucking Instagram about fucking making jokes about his, child support payment. He's smart enough to know he frittered away hundreds of thousands of dollars at strip clubs and stupid shit, and now he's broke. He's in there having to tell judges he's got $13 to his name. Heyman isn't paying him he wants bigger statements from Heyman. He's not getting them. And I think, honestly, he pulled out of this fight as a fuck you, this far away. But he probably didn't realize they must have expected it, because they had Lipinets waiting going through full camp. So that's what I got to say.
The card's going to take place as scheduled.
As scheduled, yep.
With Lipinets standing in. Yeah.
Yep. Which is a better fight.
He's gone off on Espinosa and Ellerby before in a presser live. I don't know if you guys remember that. Maybe prior to it might have been prior to the fucking. Was Pacquiao on Showtime? Was that Showtime pay-per-view?
Yes,
that was Fox.
Yeah, it was.
I just know. in a presser, I don't know if it was a pay-per-view fight, but at a presser, he went off on Ellerby and who was sitting right next to him. He was just like, this motherfucker's against me. You're fucking working against me. And this, you are too. He's just fucking screaming at both of them.
I remember
like
that,
a real, it was either Maidana or Pacquiao. One of the
It was
two.
the Pacquiao one, I think. Yeah, it was the Pacquiao. He was going nuts in the Pacquiao one, really trying to sell it. But Jimmy made that fucking excellent point. You got to keep in mind, Jimmy has experience working as a CEO. So he's heard the excuses from criminals. Like, why are you in here? Who, me? Oh, someone tried to rape my daughter. I had to shoot him, blah, blah, blah. And then you read their file, and it turns out he was playing dice with somebody, and somebody laughed at him and shot him. I mean, like, Jimmy, that's an excellent point. This guy's a career hoodlum. And here's the other thing. I went on Twitter, and there's Dan Canobio saying, oh, here come the jokes about Broner's mental health and all that. I hope he gets better. And look, I agree. I hope he gets better, if indeed he does have that. But this is a guy that was making fun of everybody when he was on top. He's been arrested a whole bunch of times. Like Jimmy said, these type of people, they know what to say. They know what to say to get sympathy. They're snakes.
He's a fucking
90 seconds. But think about this, guys. Think about this. AB is the only boxer I've seen to get so many freaking chances, dude, and so many big paydays. Like, the dude is just a habitual fuck up. Like, it's really embarrassing. Like, the dude, his opportunity should be gone completely, bro. It's insane. He got to fight with damn Pacquiao and still fuck that money over. It's crazy.
He's probably got a huge tab with Heyman. He probably got an advance a bunch of money. He needs to pay it all back.
He actually. Yeah, he owes the PBC money right now, actually. So that's another reason. It's kind of like fucking. But it's a classic case. I'll tell you right now, Broner. It's a classic case of he was never told no ever. He was a prodigy at 12 years old. He was winning Ohio. They were writing up about him in the page. So that's when his father, I guess, came back into his life. And so he's never had anybody tell him no. And he's got self-control issues. He admits it. He's reading through his lines. Let him talk enough when he says it. When I'm not training, trouble finds me. It's his way of saying I can't stay off the streets. And then he gets in bad moods. He makes rants like, it's serious out here. I'm done with the box. I'm going to start shooting. Oh, I almost said what he said. But you know what I'm saying? I was saying exactly. I was repeating what he said to the camera. Like, he was freaking out. But so it goes to show you, this dude's like, he's an emotional wreck. Well, he sees his life is spiraling around him. He doesn't have the money he used to have. About billions is gone about fucking. Yeah, about fucking
imagine
buyouts now.
About billions. That's embarrassing. It's the most cringeworthy fucking name ever. About billions. That shows him straight away what his mentality is. It was always going to fail. Come on.
Remember
he probably has problem making weight too. He gets pretty husky. I think he likes junk food a lot, and he tends to blow up. He tends to blow up, but he's not a 47-pounder, and he outgrew 40. So he was kind of in between. That would have been the perfect fight against Figueroa, because Figueroa was in the same boat. He was too small for Yordenis Ugas. He was good at 40, but too small for 47. Now, with that being said, the replacement guy is also not a big 40. I'm sorry, not a big 47, but perfect for this fight against Figueroa. What's his name? Lipinets.
Hey, but you know what, man? You know what? Can I say something real quick? Can I say something? Figueroa is another guy that he's had discipline issues in the past, from what I hear. He likes the Chavez. He likes to go out and party, so you gotta watch out with that guy. But he's another nut job. He loves to fight, man. Hey, by the way, fellas, we got the international call here. We got Jed calling in. Jed, are you there on the stream?
There he is.
What's going on, bro?
Jed Carr. There he is.
What's up, Jed?
Jed, how you doing, buddy? Haven't heard from you in a bit.
Yeah, Jed.
What's going on, fella? Good, bro.
Hey, Jed, let me ask you, man.
I heard you talking about Broner. I don't know why anyone talks about Broner. This lad was a fucking hype job years ago. Like, he should be forgotten about. I don't know why it's relevant or people even bring him up. This was some fucking hype job that got exposed. Like, no one talks about Jeff Lacey or Francisco Bajardo. Like, these lads were hype jobs that just got forgotten about. That could be what Broner is.
Excellent point.
This guy was shit, never was shit, bro. Fucking hype job. Everyone talks about, he fought everyone. He fought no cunt. He didn't fight Errol Spence. He didn't fight Danny Garcia. He didn't fight Crawford. He didn't fight none of them lads from his own era. It's a fucking hype job. It should be forgotten about.
But Jed, if he let his hands go, he would have beat fucking Tyson Fury.
Yeah. If he let his hands go, he beat Mike Tyson. That's the fucking same shit I hear all the time.
Well, by the way,
he's another one who says he's punched his ticket to Canastota. In his mind, he's already thinks like Thurman, he's done enough to go into Hall of Fame. Can you believe that shit?
But hold on, real quick.
If he goes to a nightclub, Jimmy kind of soda, he might make it there.
Hey guys, real quick, man. Butcher just sent me this. This can't be real. When is this from, Butcher? Do you know?
What a freak! Look at that belly.
Is he pregnant? What the fuck?
That can't be fucking real, dude.
That can't be real.
That has to be edited.
He looked like that prior to the Pacquiao fight. He looked just like that.
This fake news.
Trousers by his fucking knees. What an idiot.
Butcher spreading fake news.
You guys got to remember, he's broke now, so he's probably eating McDonald's and Taco Bell and shit. He can't afford the restaurants and all that.
Hey, give me a Nacho Grande, cuz. Hey, by the way,
hey, there's a difference between like. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Jed, I gotta get Jed. What's your prediction for the fight, man? Usyk,
Joshua Usyk.
Yeah.
I'll go Usyk again, but I don't know. I think it's going to be hard. I think to win a decision again. I think Eddie Hearn and the powers that be will do whatever to get the belt back. But, yeah, I'll slightly lean towards Usyk. I don't know. He might have to stop Joshua this time, but yeah, I'll pick Usyk.
You smell hijinks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think even in the first fight they tried to give it to Joshua. I think all judges had 7-5. I had it like 10-2.
I thought the same thing, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but by the way, Jed, since we're almost done here, but I sent you an invite for the Discord for the group, so just click it there, man. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Hey, Jed, if you ever get some free time, track down Mirage and kick the shit out of him for me. Right?
I was going to ask him if he'd ever run into Mirage or something, man. Maybe,
I want to see those two locked in a room together.
Imagine Jet's in the sauna, and out of the mist, he hears a voice. Hello, mate. What about Canelo? Canelo's
just fucking, and then the sauna door gets locked, accidentally gets jammed shut, and he has to get stuck in an elevator or a sauna with Mirage the whole time.
Mirage is a sultana short of a fruitcake, definitely.
Come on, man.
Yeah. He is a bit short. He is.
I'm surprised you guys don't get along. I'm surprised you and Mirage don't get along. I would have expected you guys to maybe have a couple of beers if you ever meet in real life. You and Pigeon, that's the meeting we wanted to see, and it never happened.
Shit, him and Pigeon would probably be best friends. I still want to
see that van ride.
I don't know. Him and Pigeon be best friend, man. Him and Pigeon will go hand in hand.
Well, listen. At the end of the day, Adrian Broner, yeah, man, I still remember when he was at lightweight and he beat up DeMarco, and he had what was the guy? What name of the guy that Crawford ended up beating up? Well, not beating up, but ended up beating at lightweight in Scotland. Scott Quick. No, what was the guy's name? Burns. Yes, thank you. Ricky Burns. Yes,
Scottish dude. Yeah,
I think Ricky Burns
was weight bullying. He was weight bullying all the way through 26 and 30, and then he fighting fucking midgets with that stupid ass. Wide ass stance and that half ass shoulder roll, they couldn't even reach him. Then he got to 35, and then instead of going to 40, where everybody was at the time, if you remember, everybody was there at the time. Like all these welterweights were all at 40 at the time. Danny, Thurman, not Spence, but they were all there. He jumps over him to 40 to go to 47 where there's nobody. Fights Malignaggi, and he didn't write that fucking that statement that they put out. You see that statement? He didn't write that shit. He's the same now as he's always been, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, back in the day, he was basically like, he was Tank. He went for the WBA regular belt against Malignaggi, like you said. Like, he was just trying to pick up these random fucking bullshit belts and, I'm a 4-division champion. Look at me. I think at one point he was ahead of Pacquiao on the pound for pound list. That shows you like how fucking clown these like boxing fucking, what are they, like writers or whatever that rank these guys?
Yeah,
they're fucking full of shit, dude.
I remember
Ricky
that.
Burns
I remember when
all that himself. Ricky Burns, before Josh, he was the most titled Scottish fighter, most weight champion, and he's another one that didn't beat any top dudes. He won winning some vacant titles. Just
he
like
got a gift. He got a gift against Beltran too. He got a gift against Raimundo Beltran. But that's the thing, though. Yeah, like to Aldo's point, I remember that when 2013, when they came, I think it was late 2000. No, sorry, it was before the Maidana fight. No, sorry, it was 2012 after the DeMarco fight. Ring Magazine puts him in at number 5 pound for pound. Then there was an outcry, and they moved him down to number 6. But still, that was when they were pushing he's the Mayweather with power narrative. Oh, he's like Mayweather, but he's got punchy power. And let me tell you something. For a while there, I was a little bit concerned about, because I was rooting against him. I was a little concerned because he did look good. But then again, like Furioso said, I forget who said it, but he was fighting. Oh, Jed. It was Jed who said it too. He was fighting these little guys at 126, 130. Or was that Pete who said that? I'm sorry, whoever said it. It's true. It was great matchmaking. And what happened? It was because Golden Boy owned Ring Magazine. And at that time, Golden Boy was doing a good job of creating the smoke and mirrors with Adrian Broner.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that ended, what happens with Adrian Broner? Okay, he got his payday against Pacquiao. But other than that, it was, he never came close to living up to the promise that he'd shown pre-2013. It's amazing.
That's mentally weak. As soon as Maidana, and he fought it, listen, he stood in there with he got his ass kicked, and everybody's happy to see it, but he actually he didn't give up. He tried, you know what I mean? Like, he actually, took his beating he didn't, shell up and just try to survive or anything.
That's true.
But as soon as that fight was over, I mean, the next time you heard him speak, he was just in a different place mentally. He didn't give a fuck, and, it was just it's just that loss, he couldn't.
Exposed.
That's mentally weak.
Well, he's seen he's seen that he wasn't shit. He's seen the truth that I'm not that guy, and he lost hope in himself.
Then is all again. I can't stop talking about the Heyman thing, because think about this, guys. First, Heyman tells him, "Don't be crazy, man. Stick with us. We got a plan. You know that. This the people. It's going to be the Mayweather plan, and we're going to make their own in-house belts." And he turned down Rock Nation, 6-fight, $40 million guaranteed upfront deal. And he actually even talked some shit about Jay-Z, which he, of course, later apologized about. All right, so then he walked away from that. Just in that self alone, if you add up all his pay since he turned that down, he has not even got that back. So then Bob Arum off some $4 million to fight Pacquiao in 2017. He came back and said that was he's real derogatory shit about it, right? It was, he said some real dumb shit about that offer. Fast forward 3 years later, he fights him for $2 million, for half of what he was supposed to. So he's still smart enough to see, wait a minute, I turned down $4 million because you told me, and I guarantee you, don't worry, we'll get you on the back end. We'll get you on the other end. We'll set you out some fights. And those fights never happened. He's left all kinds of millions on the fucking table, his loyalty to Al Heyman. So
interesting.
I think it's finally catching up to him.
True.
And he did have ability. He had good reflexes.
He probably made more money aggregate gross, more money with Heyman than he would have otherwise. But the problem is that Heyman's problem is that if Bob Arum pays him $4 million, his manager Heyman gets 15% of it. But if Heyman pays him $2 million, Heyman probably gets $2 million back from it. You know what I'm trying to say? In other words, after these fights, he's net not taking home any fucking money. He's probably taking home.
They only get a third of their pay.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm sure everyone of them's different, but when the check comes and then they deduct out everything that I'm sure Heyman's advanced them. That's why Heyman keeps putting him in the fucking ring. That's why Heyman keeps putting him in the fucking ring.
There's a reason they give him a third, because any more than that, they get hammered in capital gains tax. So that's how it usually works out. But on top of that, though, somebody actually went back and I think it might have been the Heymanites or one of that crew put together all his fights, like all his purses, guaranteed purses, all that shit. Well, that's the capital gains tax. Anything you make it over $1 million.
Yeah, but when you take a loan from somebody, that's a fucking deduction. So
no, exactly. But what I'm saying, they added up all the money he hasn't made. With Heyman, he hasn't made that money back.
Can I just say
added up all his fights. He just hasn't made it back yet.
Go ahead, Furioso.
Can I just say about changing quickly to the heavyweights? I think we could be left back to square one, to be honest, to where when Fury was about to make his comeback with AJ, it can happen. AJ as champion and Wilder as champion. Because Wilder's 2 fights away from getting that WBC belt, potentially. If he fights, say, Ruiz, the winner of Ruiz and Ortiz. And AJ could quite easily win. I mean, he's got a big chance of winning. Not easily, but he's got a big chance. So we could be back to square one. With Wilder champion that battle, he'll hold that forever, unless he fights AJ. So what you asked me, BDA, that could happen. To be quite honest, that could. I'm
calling bullshit on the hold it forever. I think he'll go for that fight.
That's not far fetched though, because AJ, if he wins, he's champion, and then it's Wilder gets the belt in 6 months, 8 months after this tune up, and bingo, we back to fucking Wilder AJ, and then that I would like to see them two collide.
I think it happened.
Oh, it'd be
We should have all those fights
because
none of these rematches should have happened. This is like,
yeah, I'd like to see that fight, to be honest. And
well, you
then
know
what happens? AJ, they'll then keep Usyk out, and then
I'm amazed
Tyson Fury has to come back and whip again.
I'm amazed that there's still people out there that think that that they believe that Josh was the one that avoided Wilder. Wilder, it slipped out of his mouth when he told Fury, I gave you the chance. I turned down a bigger money against Joshua to fight you. He admitted it. So I don't know why there's still people on Twitter talking about that.
But this time he might not be able to duck because, I mean, he's done all the duck season before. But this time...
It won't be a duck. He'll take the fight, man. He already knows that undefeated shit is over with. I want all the belts, and he's going to make it happen, man.
And I think he believes he would have a
chance. He's going to make the fight happen.
And I think he believes you'd have a chance against AJ because, believe it or not, Wilder having been beat to Fury and been, having had 3 fights, I think I want to say he's going to be a better boxer for it. Because when you've been in the ring with class, if you don't pick up bits and you don't improve, then obviously, you're not there. But most guys that are great and or of some quality, they should pick up good, be better for it, so to speak. And he should be better for it. So in theory, if he's in the ring with AJ, who's a less skilled guy, a bit more power than Fury, he should be finding AJ easier. Do you get me? Because he's blocky, his head is straight, that's perfect for the right hand, no jerks, no head movement. That's why I say Wilder wins, and that he would beat him.
Interesting.
Well, the right hand straight down the pipe.
AJ has head movement. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but he does, but not enough. Especially
I agree with that. I just think I think it's going to be a tougher fight than a lot of people expect. A lot of people just think he's going to land one big one immediately in the fight. It's just dude.
Well, you know what? That's why I'm curious to see That's why I'm curious to see how he looks against Duhaupas. But I'll tell you what, I'm not paying for it. I'm not telling you how I'm going to watch it. Hey, I might watch it at a friend's house. I might watch it at a bar. But I certainly am not paying directly for it.
Having said all this, Ruiz, if he fights Wilder, because he'd be in contention for that WBC belt against Wilder, if Ruiz could beat Wilder, them fast hands, he could quite easily beat Wilder, and then we get the trilogy, because then Ruiz would have to fight AJ. This is obviously if AJ wins. We could these are very, very possible happenings. They definitely are.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I mean, it's on the WBC side of the belt, because that belt's going to be relinquished next week or whatever. It's going to be Wilder and Ruiz coming out of there versus Usyk or AJ. Let's face it, that's where it's at.
Well, I gotta tell you, fellas, we do have to get in there. Jed, I gotta tell Jed, you dropped in at the last minute. We're about to go, man. But anything else you want to say, man?
Nah, all good, brother. I'm just pretty much trying to work it out anyway. So, I know how to work this out. So, it's all good, bro.
Hey, let me ask you, man. Pete had a good question. Do you know where Mirage is at? Has he ever tried to come in contact with you? Does he even know who you are? Or because I don't know if you guys have ever been on the same panel. But...
Yeah, I think I might have one time. I think, that lad, he's from Sydney. Yeah, I think he's from Liverpool area here, Livo. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way.
I know the area.
He's a plonker.
I know you and Jimmy, when we did the biker episode on Second Renaissance, I know you wanted to be on there. We should do a collaborative there, you and Jimmy, and just trade fucking biker stories.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll come on, sure. I think Recognize was talking about that. Yeah. I'll talk about anyone. I'll still just talk about stuff that's in the papers or public. I won't, but
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And by the way, too, we got to talk about that Lebanese war. Or is it Lebanese guys over there that are fighting each other in Australia?
Yeah, two women got killed a couple of days ago. They got shot dead.
My goodness gracious. We got to cover that. So Australia it's crazy. People think that the only danger over there are kangaroos and spiders coming out of the toilet. No, sorry, Bob.
No one says.
Don't forget
mate.
All right.
I'm the old motherfucker, mate.
What do you want from me, man? All right, well, listen, fellas, anything else you want to say before we move on?
But yeah, 100%. But yeah, anyway, I'll come on through here now, BDA.
Fantastic. All right, good to hear, man. Guys, last words before we go?
I just want to say everything in Australia can kill you, from the cassowary birds to the fucking irukandji box jellyfish in their waters, and they have everything stings you and bites you, and it's the most poisonous fucking continent. So yeah, no. Yeah, BDA, you need to get to over one of the family reunions with your Italian ass.
The most dangerous thing in Australia is those little Chinese ladies in the Crown Casino that fucking push you out of the way. Am I right, Jed? Vouch for me.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Line up the whole fucking city as well.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence. A guy who went to Japan told me that the worst people in Japan were the Chinese tourists. He said a Chinese lady pushed him out of the way too. That's what the Chinese ladies do, apparently.
They don't have I'm telling you, I went to Melbourne and I was in the Crown Casino, just shooting craps like a fucking maniac. And the fucking little Japanese ladies, the Japanese little ladies will run you over, man. They'll fucking you almost pushed them to the ground because you accidentally run into them and you turn around to like, oh, I'm sorry, and they just like, they're down the road already.
And their fingertips, their fingertips are all black from the fucking quarters and shit. I'm serious, man. I'm telling you. Back in the day, when I used to go watch Mickey fight down in fucking Atlantic City, I used to sit there and just fucking laugh my balls off, man. These old people, their fingers were black from the quarters.
You know Tyson used to walk out
in front of me, sit in front of that shit all day.
You know Tyson used to walk out for a fight like fucking like like his ring entrances.
Yeah,
like
just what
that's the way these fucking 4-foot Chinese people. Yeah, that's the way these 4-foot Chinese ladies walk. Just like if you were standing in front of Tyson, you just walk right through you. Just fucking.
But now, wait a minute. This whole thing about Asian people being gamblers, that's an ugly. You guys know I hate racial stereotypes. Come on, let's not bring that in here in the show.
I mean, I'm a fucking gal shooting craps. I don't know gambling.
I'm kidding.
No, but it's a huge part of their culture, though. It's not just like a hang up. It really is a part of their culture.
If you go in the bookies, you do see a lot of Asians and Chinese. You do. That's two of their biggest fighters. But the biggest whales in every Vegas hotel, 90% of them are fucking Japanese dudes. You go to a prostitute's house, which I've been to, and I mean, the majority I saw was fucking Indians and Chinese. And I asked the prostitute woman. The prostitute woman said to me she preferred the Indian dudes because they had smaller dicks and they came fast. So it was straight up.
Fucking whorehouse mistake.
Straight up.
Right.
Oh man.
She said, small dicks and it was less work and the same money.
Oh, man. Imagine that
some guys come in here and they fucking get the full hour in and fucking that, and some dudes come in here, it's like 2 minutes, see you later.
I'd like to tell Ferrioso to go fuck himself.
I bet that whorehouse smelled like onions and curry. Oh my goodness. The things these whores have to go through, man.
That was in Manchester. It was a Polish bitch.
Guys, we would have Furioso on the second Renaissance to talk about these stories, man. That'd be so interesting.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I second that.
Thanks for inviting me in here, guys. Jimmy, BDA, check y'all messages. I'll be hitting y'all up soon, and I appreciate it again, man.
All right,
man. Take it easy, brother.
I can't wait for the next logical. I can't wait for the next logical man message. Like, I want to debate this guy. Set up the debate. Like, what the fuck, man? Am I the promoter here or something? Jesus. All right. Well, listen, fellas. Thank you.
Man, have a good one.
You too, man. Thanks again to everybody that jumped in here. I'm talking about Gonzalo, Bucho were here, Pete, Logical Man, Jed Cal was here, Jimmy, Furioso, aka Paulo. Thank you for dropping by. Anderson, Aldo.
Everybody, all the best out there. Cheers.
Thank you, fellas. Peace. Thank you. You guys made the show great. I really enjoyed the show and talking to you guys and getting your predictions. Same to all the callers, everybody that donated for the super chat. I want to give a shout out to Norman Louis for his contribution with the super chat. He says, great show. Thank you, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it and really appreciate your support, Norman, as always, man. I hope you enjoy the show and hopefully we can continue to entertain you as the days and the weeks go by. Here we got a lot of boxing. Stay tuned for the Open Lines Friday. We should be coming out with an Open Lines Friday on the evening, so a couple of hours after the weigh-in. Somebody's sniffing coke in the background. without further ado, fellas, we do have to go. Have yourselves a good night. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm talking about, like I said, the aforementioned Louis, Rex, The Logical Man, Timothy Figueroa, Joseph Bono, Brian Montes, Rapax Drunken Company. Shout out to Rapax, Max Palacios, The Quags, Mad Dog H, Absolute Recoil, with the Dennis Hopper, photo there from Blue Velvet. Shout out to Endgame. Shout out to Perocua, Grievous, Ed Valence, Earl Stevens, Earl. Who else, man? If I forget anybody, it's because we have to go. But thanks again, guys. Take it easy. Catch you in the next one.
All right. Nice show, man.